better. He's not switching, he's on XP. The cab is going down. It's getting melted by the buildings here. The longbows are still standing and doing damage.
Does he have enough steam though?
There's not enough
running out.
though, yeah.
Eaton Bowman, 1.5 fire rate once again, coming up truck, being king here, and just even though
drag boxing the Naginatas forward, the Coyotes are trying to move, and the Atolan, he drag boxed the wrong direction, and now the Atolans are getting snared by the. Oh my
Nagis are
goodness!
shredding this right now, and it doesn't look like he's got.
11s.
I don't see any of the pikes. Where's the pikes on this fight? The Nagis are just cleaning this entire mass up. Coyotes are falling. You got the Ashies getting buffed for the Dino. They've got Ashy attacking. They're absolutely shredding everything here. Yumi don't even need to micro this at this point.
He's gonna have to sack off Ruskies. He has to come in melee here.
Yes.
I don't think he can continue keep microing. Well, he's gonna try, wait for reinforcements and try to make it to his blockhouses. The question is, how much damage will he gonna be taking? This is nice micro from Ungers, but you know, the Tonsons just have to attack move here. And 1.5 fire rate, they do have staff animation. And the Tonsons are absolutely insane. But he has drawn him into the double blockhouse. Now fighting under double blockhouse. The question is it going to be
Muskets are a little behind here. The Cossacks are now getting snared by the Pumas and the Coyotes. The Explorer is now in with the triple XP tech. Some warriors are mixing. The Atolans doing absolutely insane amount of damage. He's on plus 36%. Look at him on the attack. That's a plus 36%. And he's just
Coyotes on the Strelitz.
Blockhouses are actually doing decent damage here. The Coyotes are kind of going down. The Spears are now trying to move in towards the front, and it's actually a decent fight, I think, for Tabin.
Pretty good fight for Tabin, but you know, there's not very many Cossacks. He's letting a lot of these Coyotes and Pumas kind of shred his Strelitz a bit. Finally getting his Cossacks where they want to be on the Slingers, and gonna be cleaning up.
Here, the ESOCs are out of position. The Carolinians as well, and the ESOCs are gonna go up top. Oh, the tree carrying here. The tree is for Sweden, and there you go. We can see some damage here. The ESOCs, all the ESOCs are dead. That's quite a lot of mass. The ESOCs coming back from their raid. Nah, bah GG. Optimus, his mass is getting completely clean. With the ESOCs, that's gonna be a big snare right there, and there is no way those Carolinians are gonna come out alive.
Maybe should be able to swing this water fight. Yeah, this is so the micro here is so intense. Get in, get back in. Will the Yumi have a chance to snipe him? Look at the ship is at 62 HP.
Oh! Frontline, what a god.
Oh no! Oh my god! Oh my gosh, the micro here was insane, and that's GG. Wow, those galleys have such low HP.
He's gonna need to take trades here, and he's taking really good trades. The Kanye are now pushing in, and is this the time? Ungers needs to get on the attack dance. I mean, he has 70 fills. He's so far in eco. Put some fills on the attack dance, and this will be even better. He's not switching. He's on XP. The cab is going down. It's getting melted by the buildings here. The longbows are still standing and doing damage.
Does he have enough steam though?
There's not enough
running out.
though, yeah.
Eaton Bowman, 1.5 fire rate once again, coming up truck, being king here, and just even though
drag boxing the Naginatas forward, the Coyotes are trying to move, and the Atolan, he drag boxed the wrong direction, and now the Atolans are getting snared by the. Oh my
Nagis
goodness!
are shredding this right now, and it doesn't look like he's got.
11s.
I don't see any of the pikes. Where's the pikes on this fight? The Nagis are just cleaning this entire mass up. Coyotes are falling. You got the Ashies getting buffed for the Dino. They've got Ashy attacking. They're absolutely shredding everything here. Yumi don't even need to micro this at this point.
He's gonna have to sack off Ruskies. He has to come in melee here.
Yes.
I don't think he can continue keep microing. Well, he's gonna try, wait for reinforcements and try to make it to his blockhouses. The question is, how much damage will he gonna be taking? This is nice micro from Ungers, but you know, the Tonsons just have to attack move here. And 1.5 fire rate, they do have staff animation. And the Tonsons are absolutely insane. But he has drawn him into the double blockhouse. Now fighting under double blockhouse. The question is it going to be
Muskets
enough
are a little
to prevent it?
behind here. The Cossacks are now getting snared by the Pumas and the Coyotes. The Explorer is now in with the triple XP tech. Some warriors are mixing the Atoten's doing absolutely insane amount of damage. He's on plus 36%. Look at him on the attack. That's a plus 36%. And he's just
Coyotes
coming in now
on the
with the
Strelitz.
blockhouses are actually doing decent damage here. The Coyotes are kind of going down. The Spears are now trying to move in towards the front, and it's actually a decent fight, I think, for Tabin.
Pretty good fight for Tabin, but there's not very many Cossacks. He's letting a lot of these Coyotes and Pumas kind of shred his Strelitz a bit. Finally getting his Cossacks where they want to be on the slingers, and gonna be cleaning up.
Here, the ESOCs are out of position. The Carolinians as well, and the ESOCs are gonna go up top. Oh, the tree carrying here. The tree is for Sweden, and there you go. We can see some damage here. The ESOCs, all the ESOCs are dead. That's quite a lot of mass. The ESOCs coming back from fair rate. Nah, GG. Optimus, his mass is getting completely clean. With the ESOCs, that's gonna be a big snare right there, and there is no way those Carolinians are gonna come out alive.
Aegis should be able to swing this water fight. Oh, the micro here is so intense. Get in, get back in. Will the Yumi have a chance to snipe him? Look at the ship is at 62 HP.
Oh! Frontline, what a god.
Oh no! Oh my god! Oh my gosh, Michael, it was insane, and that's GG. Wow, those galleys have such low HP.
He's gonna need to take trades here, and he's taking really good trades. The Kanye are now pushing in, and is this the time? Ungers needs to get on the attack dance. I mean, he has 70 fills. He's so far ahead in eco. Put some fills on the attack dance, and this will be even better. He's not switching. He's on XP. The cap is going down. It's getting melted by the buildings here. The longbows are still standing and doing damage.
Does he have enough steam though? I think
There's not
Julian is
enough
running out.
snow,
Egerton Bowman, 1.5 fire rate once again, coming up, truck being king here, and just even though
Drag boxing the
long-
Naginatas forward, the Coyotes are trying to move, and the Atoten, he drag boxed the wrong direction, and now the Atotens are getting snared by the. Oh my
Nagis are
goodness!
shredding this right now, and it doesn't look like
the
he's got.
plus 11s.
I don't see any of the pikes. Where's the pikes on this fight? The Nagis are just cleaning this entire mass up. Coyotes are falling. You got the Ashes getting buffed by the Dino. They've got Ashy attacking. They're absolutely shredding everything here. Yumi don't even need to micro this at this point.
He's going to have to sack off his Ruskets. He has to come to melee here.
Yes.
I don't think he can continue keep microing. Well, he's going to try, wait for reinforcements and try to make it to his blockhouses. The question is, how much damage will he going to be taking? This is nice micro from Ungers, but the Atontons just have to attack move here. And 1.5 fire rate, they do have staff animation. And the Tontons are absolutely insane, but he has drawn him into the double blockhouse, now fighting under the double blockhouse. The question is it going to be
Muskets are a little
defending?
behind here. The Cossacks are now getting snared by the Pumas and the Coyotes. The Explorer is now in with the triple XP tech. Some warriors are mixing the Atoten's doing absolutely insane amount of damage. He's on plus 36%. Look at him on the attack. That's a plus 36%. And he's just
Coyotes
coming in now
on the
with the
Strelitz.
blockhouses are actually doing decent damage here. The Coyotes are kind of going down. The Spears are now trying to move in towards the front, and it's actually a decent fight, I think, for Tabin.
Pretty good fight for Tabin, but there's not very many Cossacks. He's letting a lot of these Coyotes and Pumas kind of shred his Strelitz a bit. Finally getting his Cossacks where they want to be on the slingers, and gonna be cleaning up.
Here, the ESOCs are out of position. The Carolinians as well, and the ESOCs are gonna go up top. Oh, the tree carrying here. The tree is for Sweden, and there you go. We can see some damage here. The ESOCs, all the ESOCs are dead. That's quite a lot of mass. The ESOCs coming back from fair rate. Nah, GG. Optimus, his mass is getting completely clean. With the ESOCs, that's gonna be a big snare right there, and there is no way those Carolinians are gonna come out alive.
Aegis should be able to swing this water fight. The micro here is so intense. Get in, get back in. Will the Yumi have a chance to snipe him? Look at the ship is at 62 HP.
Oh! Frontline, what a god.
Oh no! Oh my god! Oh my gosh, Michael, it was insane, and that's GG. Wow.
he's gonna need to take trades here, and he's taking really good trades. The Kanye are now pushing in, and is this the time? Ungers needs to get on the attack dance. I mean, he has 70 fills. He's so far ahead in eco. Put some fills on the attack dance, and this will be even better. He's not switching. He's on XP. The cab is going down. It's getting melted by the buildings here. The longbows are still standing and doing damage.
Does he have enough steam though?
There's not enough
running out.
though. Yeah.
Eaton Bowman, 1.5 fire rate once again, coming up, Trump being king here, and just even though
Drag boxing the Naginatas forward, the Coyotes are trying to move, and the Atoman, he drag boxed the wrong direction, and now the Atomans are getting snared by the. Oh my
Nagis
goodness!
are shredding this right now, and it doesn't look like he's got.
11s.
I don't see any of the pikes. Where's the pikes on this fight? The Nagis are just cleaning this entire mass up. Coyotes are falling. You got the Ashes getting buffed for the Dino. They've got Ashy attacking. They're absolutely shredding everything here. Yumi don't even need to micro this at this point.
He's gonna have to sack off his Ruskies. He has to come to melee here.
Yes.
I don't think he can continue keep microing. Well, he's gonna try, wait for reinforcements and try to make it to his blockhouses. The question is, how much damage will he gonna be taking? This is nice micro from Ungers, but you know, the Atomians just have to attack.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ESOC TV, where for you we have a phenomenal series today between two heavy hitters, two of our very best players. We have on the left side Kevin, and on the right side Minimoult playing each other today. Kevin playing for the Somali Kabuli Gaming, and Minimoult playing for my team, the Hudson Bay Bigs. What's up, Can Get Some? How are you feeling today?
Yeah, hey Sheikh, pretty excited for this game. Always good to be casting with you, and especially, I've been catching up on some of the games, been away for a weekender, but right in back to cast this hot series, Kevin versus Minimoult. Wow. So Sheikh, thoughts on the players? I think both are very well, big names in the ESOC. Minimoult maybe not as active in the last few tournaments. I don't think we have seen him too often. Kevin, though, a big name, always gets into round of 8, round of 16. Very skilled player, has a very diverse pool. But I remember Mini from back in the days. Mini's China, Mini's Dutch. Oh man, they slap, and they slap hard. So yeah, pretty excited for this one. I think it's going to be a close series, not a clean sweep for either. And that's what we're here for.
It's going to be a close one with the Guardians taking it at the end, as per usual. Now, hello, people in chat, Kucha AoE, Lobo Soldier, Big Boy Strike, Bramhook, Frame Tan, welcome all. Now, as for the series, if we get into it, Minimoult was kind of disappointing in round 1, right? He didn't really get the wins he wanted to. He wasn't in form. But now he told us that he doesn't have much work for this month and next month. So he can focus more on AoE 3, like everyone should. If you've got a job, leave it and focus on AoE 3. Big Robrot with the subscription. Thank you very, very much. Subscribing with Prime. Subscribe for 6 months now. Big boys in the chat, please support the community. Your support and your investments in the community at the end of the day allow us to continue all of these tournaments and keep it going. Now, as for the series, can get some. Mini is better now. He played some lobbies with us, with me, with Keter. Not as much with me, but more with Keter. And he's more informed. Now, Kevin is a player that is very iffy when it comes to these things. He's scary, he's a good player, but he suffers from inconsistency. I suffer from inconsistency as well, so I understand him completely. But
yeah, I call it the Mito syndrome.
Exactly, the Mito syndrome. Very well worded. One day, Kevin is going to be a bona fide top 10 player, and the next day he's going to be like, well, what is he doing? Like, why is he not moving his units, and why is he falling asleep and getting raided, So it depends. But usually in a tournament setting, as you said, he performs. He's there, he performs, he does what he has to do. So I'm excited for this series. I'm hoping for the best for us. Currently, between us and SKG, it is 12-8. The results of SKG, for those who are wondering, Ketterboy yesterday beat Frontline 4-1.
Yeah.
Yes, Optimus beat He's at 4-1. I beat Dennis 3-2. And Lucas lost to Taban 4-1. So it is currently 12-8. And now if Minimoult, in my opinion, can get like 3 games, 2 games even, we're going to be very, very happy.
Yeah, that'd be a great result. I think we have the matchup. Very excited to see Mini Spain. I think one of his strongest selves, and we have Kevin countering with Spain. So it's going to be, I think, a war of the FFs, both very strong
Yeah.
civilizations. I think the players are ready. The lobby is ready. Let's dive right
All right.
into game one.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah,
All right,
Sheikh,
take
take
it
it
away,
away.
come get. I will take it away, no problem. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game one of this Play All 5 series hosted by ESOC for the ESOC Premier League. And on the south side of this beautiful map, in the mysticism of Arabia, the beautiful desert, golden sandy beaches, we have Kevin playing as the Spanish in the color blue. Kevin, very nicely named Kevin, 1900 duck coins. That is the value of around about 2.75 hawks for measure, for whoever wants to measure it in hawks. And on the north side of the map, his opponent, playing in the color red, as the Chinese, is one of the best NA players and probably the best one when he's in form. Representative of the HBB, the Hudson Bay Bigs, we have Minimoult. Now, what are your thoughts on this matchup, Can get some?
Oh man, an explosive fast fortress mirror. But the thing is, both these servers have some options. They have some pretty good H2 options. But looking at the opening trading post for both these players, I think it's going to be an FF. I think
Yeah.
Spain, they have that very big shipment curve, and their timing hits hard and it hits good. And it's very versatile as well. He can go for but big treasures there. I think
Yeah.
cool thing to note about these civs is both start with an extra, aid. China has the monk has a disciple. The Spanish war chief has the doggos that we know and love. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting to see they get some pretty big age one treasures. Already we
One
can see
thing
100 food and 75 wood.
Yeah, one thing I want to note about the start, Spain had a very good start, an XP treasure early on, and the wood treasure if we can go just hovering over the explorers to see what they're going to do. If we can hover over the Chinese and the Spanish explorers, that would be absolutely awesome. By the way, we have Craft producing us for us today. Big boy Craft, thank you so much. Producing is one of the things that usually people don't want to do, so big ups and respect to our boy Craft for helping us out here in ESOC. Now, what I've been seeing is that actually the TP has been built very, very nicely on time for China, and he managed to get the first pass. So his tea leaves came in like really, really early. He started chipping it at like 115, and not only that, he got that 100 food treasure, and now he's going to get the 300 food from the French consulate, and he's going to be aging very, very quickly here. He's going to
Yeah.
probably age quicker than Spain. If we switch over to Spain's perspective right now, we are seeing that, oh, my bad, actually, Kevin is already aging up. Very nice 15. Idleless 15 as well. That is not something you see very usually from Spain, especially not when you don't have that many futures. But he did manage to get his hands on a couple of them, and now he's probably going to be aging up with the tower. Looking to macro maybe for a second TP. Definitely a market, in my opinion. He can go market and hunting dogs, but I will be more of a fan of a second TP and the market and hunting dogs rather than steel traps. What do you
Yeah,
think?
and that's what he did. A good read on the game there, Sheikh. Can we quickly have a look at their decks? Is there some interesting variation? Oh, okay. So Kevin, pretty standard player. You have all the H2 cards that he needs. He has all the big AC cards. He does have Spanish gold. What is the mercenary that he has? That seems a little interesting.
Those
Ooh,
are
armored
armored
pistolier.
pistoliers. They're very good in a Falcor because they just the thing is that they have deflection, so they soak up a lot of the damage of the units around them. So the units protecting Falconets just survive for that much longer.
Yeah, let's see if those really come into play. But yeah, seems to be the governor age up, pretty standard macro. He has got the one market, two TPs. It looks like an FF. It will be interesting to see where he positions his age up tower though. Let's switch over to Mini. Let's see what he's up to. We saw the tea leaves card in. And look at that, already going into a slightly aggressive variation. I love this 7-steppy build from Mini. He'll be able to, sort of, even if he doesn't get a raid in, he'll be able to at least seize the trading posts. And these
Yeah.
steppies, they can be pretty useful in H3 as well. We can see that he has that H3 card which upgrades the steppies and those. Yep, that's it. The Bayang army. So they are not as useless in H3 as well. So yeah, pretty interesting variation from Mini there.
Interesting that he's going to go for the 7 steps. Usually in this matchup, you would expect to see the 300 export first, maybe going for a wood shipment, or the 700 coin first, and then the 300 export for the wood from the French consulate. But Mini is really betting on himself right now. He really wants to find that tower, and just in case he doesn't manage to find the tower, he really wants to get a couple of TPs before the Spanish can produce any units and take them out. So if we can just hover over the Explorer for Spain, let's see, the Explorer has been caught by one of the Step Riders now. He has taken the Step Rider down, but that has allowed the Chinese Explorer to come into melee range of the Spanish Explorer and take him down, which is absolutely humongous. And if I'm not mistaken, that tower from Spain has been forced completely in base right now. So if we're going to look at the Spanish base, yeah, there we go. In-base tower for Spain. And you know what that means right now, come get some. This means that Spain is most likely not going to ship 2 Falconets first. And we are going to see a more greedy Spanish gold play. And probably we're going to be looking at a game where it's going to be a prolonged H3. And we're going to see some Lancer Rod combinations, which in my opinion just favors China.
Yeah, I think China has one of the good compositions to deal with all the stuff that China throws at him. Rodeleros being very fast, easy to micro, and providing the meat shield against Chinese Deathball. But just to call out, Kevin's build as well. So he went for the greedier FF, as you said, Sheikh. So he went for 5 wills first and then 700 wood. He skipped the traditional 700 coin that he used to age up. We can see that his AC is quite slow comparatively, but he'll have a better economy. And we also see him sending the 7 Rodeleros in H2 just to shut down the 7 steppy raids. I think the 7
Yeah.
steppy raids have gotten one trading post, have gotten a hero down, and forced Kevin to ship 7 rods. So I think they have sort of paid off.
Yeah, this is a massive win if you're looking at it from Minimoult's perspective, because Spain is going to click up right now at 640. And if you look over at China's perspective, I won't be surprised if he's halfway up. There we go. He's aging up with the Confusion Academy. He's going to have access to skirmishers upon age up, and he's going to be receiving a flying crow every couple of minutes. And yeah, Mini is just looking so good right now. He's shipping the wood from the consulate, getting it from the French consulate. No doubt he will be switching to the British consulate afterwards. And a lot of China players, they love going for intervention as their first card, especially against civs that usually age up with cavalry, which in this case, Spain, if we can check out his age up, he's probably going to age up with the scout. There we go. So Hussars are going to be coming in. And you should ask yourself, like, what are these Rodeleros really going to be achieving this early on? Are the Rodeleros really a unit that you want to have in your composition early on against China? The answer usually is yes, but you have to kind of save them and tech them and mix them in with a lot of Lancers to get the effect out of them, because an early 2 Falconets right now is just not going to be good. And what are we seeing here from Kevin? A stable coming down, and
Yeah,
we are not
and making
soon.
Hussars instead of
Hussars, yeah.
Lancers.
He is going to opt for the Hussars. Maybe he just wants the Hussars to be able to fight the Chinese cavalry better, and he's hoping that they're going to be able to perform better. And now, again, the Explorer going down for Spain. That is huge. That is not only 90 XP, but not having a 620 HP unit that can produce dogs infinitely in a fight against a big mass like China's mass is kind of going to be tough for Spain.
Yeah, let's talk about the decision of, Lancers versus Hussars. As you pointed, Sheikh, Hussars are, generally a better cavalry, especially in Cav on Cav fights, since Lancers are more specialized units against infantry. But the problem is you have to upgrade Hussars while, and invest 400 resources while your Lancer Shadow Tech. So again, yeah, pretty a non-standard move from Kevin. Let's see how it plays out.
Are we
Mini,
seeing
on
that
the other hand,
consulate come
German
get some?
consulate.
Yeah, exactly what I wanted to know. German consulate, but if we're looking over to that Chinese village in the middle and we're looking at the Spanish units that are coming, by the way, we have a raid down south from the Step Riders. Let's see if they manage to get something. No, they're just trying to be annoying and kind of scout what China is going to be up to. Spain, excuse me. Now, China is going to ship meteor hammers, and Spain has a very big mass of Hussars and Rodoleros. Spain has a big mass here, and I don't know if China Cav is really what you want. Now, from the German cons, we are going to be getting the wood trickle, and when we're shipping intervention, we're going to get 4 consulate DOPs, which, as we all know, DOPs are the best when they manage to pop on units, and especially against Rodoleros, DOPs perform well against Rodoleros. Now, we aren't seeing Fat Rodoleros yet from Spain. If we can switch over to his side while China is being more greedy, we are seeing 1,000 wood shipment coming in from Spain, so still no veterancy on those Rodoleros. 1,000 wood going to come in, probably going to put down a TC, maybe. Yes,
Yeah,
he
I
did
think
ship Spanish first. Very nice. Thank you very much, Kraft. Yeah, go ahead, come get some.
no, I was just saying, interesting to see both players play it safe, play it greedy. Usually, if this were Robrot, there already be 20 musketeers, 9 lancers, and 2 falconets in the Chinese base. But yeah, I think it's a tournament. Both players prefer this sort of the macro style. We can see Mini sort of going for those wood trickles, going for the export, even aging with the porcelain tower in H2. So going slightly greedy. Kevin, on the other hand, doing that 5 LFF and going Spanish gold, despite aging to age 3 a little late. The
Yeah.
score also reflects, I think, Kevin being in a slight lead, but we all know it's all about that first engagement.
Yeah,
Right.
and if we're gonna look at them in the middle of the map right now, we are going to see that intervention is coming in. We have what is that name again of Changdao and the skirmishers? What's the batch of that army's name? I forgot.
Standard army.
Territorial army. Thank you very
Territorial,
much,
yeah.
guys. 5 Zweihanders coming in. Very nice. Look at these stats, how beefy they are. Now, the territorial army is going to come in. If we can just zoom out, because I think that there's a big fight going to happen, or at least an engagement. Chinese units are going to be grouped together now, finally, and a lot of skirmishers and rods coming in from the Spanish side. But is this an army really that Spain can fight China with right now? Because the Chinese maths, although isn't that big, it is quality-wise actually very, very good, with a couple of China Cav, the Meteor Hammers, the Iron Flails, and these DOPs mixed in with the Changdaos. That means that the Changdaos can actually take fights against the Rodoleros and not really be scared of them, because they've got those DOPs in the middle, and it's very, very hard to single them out and try and take them out if you are the Spanish player with your skirmishers. Now, also more skirmishers out on the side of China right now. Raid coming down south again, a villager going down, if I'm not mistaken. But finally, these annoying step riders that have been so pesky for the last 6 minutes going down. But in the middle of the map, we are going to see finally a big engagement. Yes, the Hussars and the Lancers are going to try and move in. Kevin wants to take this fight right now. He wants to take it while the forces are distracted down south. Changdao is very nice, being dragboxed to the front, and we have a flying crow arriving as well. 5 disciples being trained from the Chinese explorer. Now Changdao and Zweihanders are going to move back with the China Cav, while the Arquebusers are going to go forward and going to try and fight the skirm war with the Spanish skirmishers. Don't forget, Spanish skirmishers are the absolute standard of European skirmishers. They do not have any upgrade cards on them. So once Repelling Volley comes in, the Chinese skirmishers can actually stand and fight. Now, we all see a score dip here for Minimoult because we are seeing the big boy Manchus coming in. Now, Manchu is such a useful card against Spain, not only because they deal very well with cavalry, and China has this inherent weakness against heavy cavalry, but also against their melee because of their melee resist. They can almost stand and fight with Rodoleros while Arquebusiers do the damage in the background, and some very nice kiting right here for Minimoult. What are you feeling here, Come Get Some? Who would you rather be?
Yeah, I think I'd rather be Spain in this sort of encounter. But the thing is, what will be hard for Minimoult to deal with, I think, is the 2 Falconet shipment. I think traditionally China has 2 ways of dealing with it. It's either the 7-hand mortars, or just having that big mass of cavalry that can even do damage at range to sort of whittle down the Falconet. But we have that big engagement. Kevin smells blood here. Nice drag box by Mini. Manchu coming in clutch at the perfect moment. Flying Crow getting some shots in. Disciples and Monk tanking in. Great positioning by Mini here. Great positioning.
Mini's unit control has been absolutely phenomenal so far this fight. Disciples are going in forward. Don't forget, Disciples are kind of a counter to skirmishers. They have multipliers against ranged light infantry. Rodoleros are trying to zone off the units from China, just pouring in, trying to get these skirmishers drag box to safety right now. But these Manchu popping in right at the right time and making such great use of those trees. Those trees have absolutely saved his army from a big surround. But I'm kind of fearing an overextension here by the Chinese, and the Changdao are going in with the Saihanders, and the China Cav are going in with the Explorer. They're going to tank as much as possible. Manchu in the back trying to DPS as much as possible, but I do not like this fight whatsoever for Mini.
Yeah,
Mini,
I feel
in
like
my
half of
opinion, has
Mini's army is not
overextended.
fighting. The Flying Crow is not in position. Kevin disengaged very well here. Minutemen popping in. Another batch of shipments might pop from the tower and flank Mini's army. Nice sniping by the Manchu from Kevin here. And there are still rods and lances left alive. And yeah, all the anti-Chinese anti-cav has melted.
Chinese
Wow.
anti-cav has melted, but somehow China is still up in score right now. Mini is doing a wonderful job at trying to retreat his army. Now he is going to unpack the flying, pack the Flying Crow, try and run him away, try and keep as many Manchus alive as possible and skirmishers, but now the score has finally dropped for him, and Spain is ahead, and Spain does just have an incredibly scary mess, going to tech into more Lancers and more Artilleros right now. And how does China deal with this mess? If we switch over to the Chinese perspective, 39 villagers for Spain right now, 34 for China. Arquebusiers being shipped, more China Cav being produced, but is China Cav really the answer here against this massive Rodolero Lancer? I don't think so. I think you need a lot of melee infantry to be able to counter this. And if we had maybe another intervention ship, which we don't, which would China players would probably love a second intervention shipment, but we kind of need something. Sorry. Our producer Kraft saying, please don't give them ideas, but yeah, you never know. Beiyang army coming in, and I just feel like Beiyang army is going to get hard countered by Rodolero Lancer.
Yeah, that's the thing. And you know, it's that point in the game, 15 minutes in, you have to push out on mid-map to get Huns. And now that Spain has the army advantage, has the compositional advantage, you know, he can push many of the resources. Also, one thing to note is, you know, the China bonus is that they train army in batches. But the downfall is it's very hard to sort of get that 3-unit composition going, because you can't make 1 unit at a time. Like right now, Minimoult desperately needs some anti-cav, as you mentioned, Sheikh.
Yeah, and it's kind of a blessing and a curse at the same time, right? Because on one end, you get this incredible mid-game mass that is almost unkillable, but unless you overextend, which he just did, and actually Mini is going to try and take this fight, knowing that the Beiyang army is coming in. Very nice, managed to snipe a Lancer or two there, going out of the range of the Rodoleros, but the Rodoleros now hitting back. I don't know if he's got enough skirmishers to be able to.
So we have a Beiyang army raid on the
south side of the map. Yes, let's check the south side.
Map.
Yes, big Beiyang army raid actually, taking down a couple of Spanish villagers. That's 4 villagers, if I'm not mistaken, that he has managed to take down. And another villagers, that's 5 villagers, maybe even 6. And if we're looking at the score isn't even really that bad for Minimoult. He's even slightly ahead score-wise, and Spain isn't shipping a big military shipment. He's shipping Rodoleros combat, which, you know, doesn't cost any rest, so the score is actually reflective of what's going on in the game. If you look at the economy, Porcelain Tower, and not only the Porcelain Tower, all of the trickles from the German consulate are in right now for China, so the Chinese economy is ready to pump everything out. Another Flying Crow is not that far from being produced, and we finally do see Repelling Volley coming in as well, so he will be able to deal with the heavy infantry better. And yeah, just popping out as many units as he can. Chinese Explorer back up as well, running away from the Spanish army, trying to rejoin Chinese forces. Having him in there, it's just like having a Mamluk there. It's like the Chinese army is almost 10% better when he is in there, able to produce disciples, tanking so much with his 10% range resistance as well. So it is very important to have him. And yeah, China doesn't feel like they're ahead because the Spanish mass is so big and strong, but they are ahead score-wise.
Yeah, that's what it is. You know, sending Spanish gold means that you get a big bump in economy with the first 4 or 5 shipments in H3. But when that XP curve slows down, I think Kevin is macroing for armor pistoliers. We'll have to wait and watch about that. But my point was,
Yeah, but
Spanish
he's very far
gold
away
does
from a shipment.
sort of slow down. while the Chinese army, the Asian civs have the sort of wonders. He keeps getting these free flying crows. He keeps getting resources from the porcelain tower. He keeps getting a passive advantages from the consulate. So and I think the Chinese H3 army improvement cards are sort of more specialized and more effective than let's say a Cav combat or a Rodolero combat. Ooh, big raid, big
Big
raid.
raid coming in, and all of these we have like what 11 villagers, 10 villagers in here, and they're all gonna die. Chinese cavalry is known for absolutely being able to melt villagers. Now this is very good for him, but the thing that I'm wondering here is he not going to trap himself between a hard place and a hard rock, which almost happened yesterday? But no, look at the left side of the map. Simultaneously, he was raiding with a couple of step riders, and it forced all of the Rodoleros and the Lancers to go back and deal with it. So he couldn't be in a position where he can punish the Chinese army for that big raid. And yeah, these 3 step riders just bought him so much time. That was so nice APM wise by Minimoult. And now he's taking quite a significant lead, a 2K score lead. And yeah, now the mass is looking absolutely unbeatable again for China. Look at the amount of units out on the floor.
Does Spain not have 2 falconets left? I mean, and even Kevin is now macroing sort of for armored pistoliers. I mean, this has to be one of the weirdest Spain builds I've seen. Fast fortressing without 2 falconets versus a civ that doesn't get its own falconets. So yeah, I think I'd love to get Kevin's thoughts on that. But yeah, big counter raid coming by Minimoult to sort of bring him back into the game and into the lead. Look at the score. Look at that China remas. And, this is just looking quite good for Mini here.
Yeah,
How does
I mean,
Kevin deal with these 3 flying crows, man?
at this point, the falconets are kind of obsolete because of the amount of flying crows out on the field. Go ahead, Kraft. Yeah, the flying
Right.
crows are just making these falconets obsolete, and China is taking a very commanding 4K score lead now. And yeah, the macro is looking like this for Kevin. It's because he's completely out of hunts. There's no food left on the map. It's not really as if he wants the macro for this, but these hunts that are left are just not really, in his control. And if we're looking at it from the Chinese perspective, look at how much food he still has left on the top here, on the south side as well. He's got a hunt that is near his village, and he can access these hunts, whereas Kevin cannot. And the score is just widening and widening. We're down to 6K, and you have got so much coin stashed, and you're shipping falconets right now into 3 flying crows instead of shipping armored pistoliers. Now, I don't really blame Kevin. He probably mentally isn't here anymore. Kind of capitulating to it, but because it's a tournament game, he's in here. But not only the fact that the Chinese match is so big, look at the quality. He even has iron troops in, and with repelling volley and iron troops, the Spanish skirmishers don't even stand a chance anymore
Wow,
against
yeah,
this Chinese
there's
mass.
no way that Kevin can, win the range infantry war. Kevin needs a beautiful engage to sort of, flank from the Rodoleros and Lancers. But I think China just has too much stuff for that right now. Also, Mini's unit control has been pretty great this game. So yeah, it's
Sorry for
hard.
interrupting you here, big boy, but we do have Falks being batched right now for Spain. He's probably going to want to get, 5 Falks out on the field, and he's going to try and equalize with that. But Falconets, I've said before, and people will have my head for it, but in my opinion, they're the most overrated unit in the game. Like, in these big masses, they just don't do as much damage as they're supposed to do. Like, Flying Crow one-shots them. I don't know. I don't know if this is the play, but anyways.
China kept going in. Meteor Hammers have that range advantage. Nice tag box spike. Kevin there. They are trying to engage.
Let's go a bit
what are the
northcraft with
flying
the camera.
crows?
Yeah, there we go. Go ahead, come get some. Sorry.
Yeah, Rod's clashing into Changdao. This is a Z move battle. Mini sending some to sort of flank the cavalry. I think the Iron Troops and the skirmishers are DPSing. The Flying Crows are still well and alive. Yep. This is looking red. Red is overtaking blue. There's just too much stuff from Mini right here. And that lovely, for sort of 4-meter hammer batch flanking the Falconet that was caught out of position. That was just lovely micro from Mini. And
Yeah, and there's just so much stuff out on the field for Minimoult right now. Even if these Flying Crows weren't there, he would probably be able to take the Falconets down with the skirmishers alone.
yeah, and look at those critical strikes. And he's gone industrial with the Temple of Heaven.
Yeah.
Look at that dominance from Mini, squashing the fight, taking the victory, and being age 4 while started. Very well
Yeah.
played there.
Very, very well played. What a first game we've had to start off this series, right, ladies and gentlemen? This looked kind of over in the beginning of H3 for China, but Kevin not really be able to take advantage of that great trade he took. And yeah, China just getting itself back into the game, raiding on multiple ends, and at the end of the day, he managed to get the job done. And Kevin loses the first game, whereas Minimoult takes the first game for the Hudson Bay Bigs. And the current score between the two teams right now stands at 13-8, which means that regardless of result of this series, the HBB Bigs have won this week against SKG, which I am very happy about.
Yeah, very well played by Mini there. I think what Kevin did well was I liked his build. It was quite eco-intensive, but it did pay off. I like the sort of the Hussar switch instead of the traditional Lancer thing. And he had a great pull trick micro when, in the first big fight, he was able to disengage from the flying crows and he knew he was got out of position. He did clean up Mini when he overextended at the Spanish TC. But after that, I don't think just Kevin just didn't have that remas or he didn't have the Lancers to sort of, uh, you know, look at that fight at sort of that 15-minute mark. But Kevin just didn't have enough Lancers and stuff to snare Mini's army. And we just know that China remas, the death ball kept death balling, and Mini had some great raids to get him back into the game. And after a
Yeah.
while, Spanish Gold loses team, while Asian Civs do get the all the passive bonuses. And yeah, very well played by Mini right there.
Yeah, and as you can see, the rematch from Kevin was almost non-existent there. He won a big fight, and there was not really anything coming extra to really finish the job. And that's why, if you're looking at minute 15 when the fight was concluded and China was on basically zero military units, what was it? 4 minutes later, China was on double almost the mass of Spain, whereas Spain barely added any more units to his composition.
Yeah, what a game one though to open up this series. We have to know that Spain being one of the good civs, it's pretty psychologically a big psychological advantage to get that win in. And now it will be Mini's first pick, while Kevin now gets to counter pick in game number 2.
Yeah, and we already have the matchups here. We are going to see how's it going to be played for Kevin, whereas Minimoult is going to be playing Brit. Now, House of Brit has been seen a couple of times this tournament, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, that's last tournament. I'm thinking of a game between Frontline and Ketterboy, where Ketterboy managed to take the win with Brit. I've played this matchup against Dennis as well yesterday. I managed to come out on top, but the game that I played was on Finland, and this time it's going to be on Himalayas Upper. And on this map, I think that Hausa kind of has the advantage. You have this big amount of livestock. The hunts are very sparse and they're very far spread away. Brit really needs to take map, and I'm fearing for Kevin here, for Mini here, because it's very difficult to win this as Brit without any map control. So Kevin going to be playing Hausa and Mini going to be playing Brit. Should be very interesting. What are your feelings, Kim Getson?
Yeah, I think interesting Civ picks. Himalayas upper. Good to see Himalayas back in the Civ. Oh, sorry, the map pool. But as you said, Brit is a Civ that prospers when you have safe hunts. You have big hunts. The Civ bonuses that you get extra villagers from all that manor houses. But Hausa on this map, though, Hausa has a scary 3-unit composition in H2. And yeah, I think we're going to see a prolonged H2 battle between these two civs. It will be on sort of Kevin to sort of steer this matchup where it goes, while Mini has to play reactively and secure hunts and uses sort of eco lead to win the game.
Yeah, definitely. Now, the early aggression will definitely go into House's favor, I think, especially with the amount of livestock that they get. African civs just become S tier on any livestock map, so it's going to be tough for Brit, even though it's the best civ in the game, in my opinion. This is a map where they struggle, so I see we are in the game right now. Kraft has brought us into it and can get him whenever you are ready. Take it away.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, we have game 2 in this play all fight between Minimoult and Kevin.
Oh,
We
one
have
second, 1 second. We're just gonna switch the map. My mistake. I was just too eager to watch this game. There we go. Go ahead, come get some.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
we have game number 2 in this play all fight between Minimoult and Kevin. We have Minimoult in the south of this map playing the British civilization. Number one in Shake's opinion, you heard it here, folks. And I think
Oh yeah.
Shake will die on that hill. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, and we have Kevin playing Hausa on this map. I think in Age 1, it's all about securing that livestock. As you said, African civs do benefit a lot from livestock, while many will sort of want to look for big wood or big food treasures. Very wide map, very big map, but you got sort of scattered hunts, scattered mines. So it'll be interesting to see how many decides to play it. Will he go for?
Yeah.
It's hard to go for a forward base versus Hausa, but British usually likes to sort of tower
Oh,
mid map,
definitely
spread
not.
their manners.
If you
Ooh,
go for a forward base against Hausa, like you can imagine that Hausa is going to have cav by the time you have infantry out. Like he will have more cav out than you will have musketeers out early game.
that's
So
true. That Raider big button is a menace. Well, look
I'll,
at
I'll give
Mini already
you,
getting 4 yaks though. How many yaks do
yeah,
we have on this map, Shake?
we have 12 yaks on the map. 6 are on the British side and 6 are on the Hausa side. But Hausa is going to walk away with more yaks because if we're looking at the Explorer from Hausa, from Kevin, he is finding 2 more yaks here. If he's going to go to the right side, he's going to find 2 more. And on the left side, he has 2 more. So that will bring his total up to 8. Now, that's not even that bad of a trade for Brit. Brit usually will get 4 here. Faster Explorer for Hausa, he will be getting majority of the cows. And that's what just makes this matchup so difficult on this map. I can only give an example from my game against Dennis. Dennis, one of the best Hausa players in the game. The only way I managed to strategically approach that game is, okay, I've got a map where I've got 2 native TPs and a lot of trees. So I'm just going to situate a lot of my buildings in the front and not really let him push me into my base and mass longbows behind it. And that's kind of how I managed to win this. Contrary to this map, where the map is super open. And if you're looking at the hunts, I want you to look at the deck at the Brit side of the map, please. If we can just focus on that craft. Look at the situation of the hunts. The hunts are literally halfway across the map on both sides. He has no hunts whatsoever. Now, very sportsmanlike of Mini not to ask for a rematch here because I think that if I would have been hit with this spawn, I would have asked for a rematch straight away because how is Brit ever supposed to be able to counter Hausa aggression on this kind of map?
Yeah, that's a great point, Sheikh. I think Mini has those initial 2 safe hunts. It's all going to be about whether Mini can mass enough and survive that initial pressure from Hausa. Then, if he can, win a first engagement and get back on the map to secure those
Yeah.
hunts. So yeah, that will be
Yeah.
key. That 8 to 9 minute timing where the Brits hunts will run out. That might be the turning point in the game here.
Yeah, and
What
the
do you
thing
feel
is that
about the Hausa build here, Sheikh? You are the DE expert.
what is the age up for Hausa? Let's see. Kraft is actually the Hausa expert, not me. Songhai age up, very nice. I like this a lot because you with the Songhai, basically you're going to be able to get a big button, which will allow you to get 5 raiders every time you press it. It refreshes every 2 or 2.5 for 3 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. But the thing is, you get it almost upon age up. So if you ship 5 raiders and make 5 raiders and press the Songhai big button, you got 15 raiders all of a sudden, very, very early, running around the map. And a player of Kevin's quality, by the way, 2 more yaks being picked up for Mini is a very big win for him.
Yeah,
Um,
interesting. Even despite having the
6 to
yeah,
4. Wow. So 2 yaks have not yet been discovered on the right side. So Kevin's start is not actually that great. Yes, go ahead, come get some.
no, that's exactly what I was mentioning. Despite having a speedier explorer and a civ that your priority is to get yaks in, Mini has the yak advantage right now. Let's see the age of our Brits and where the tower is going. I imagine it's going to be pretty defensive tower placement. Yep, tucked right in between those 2 manors, in base barracks probably. Yep, 700 wood, 50 manor pop. pretty standard opening for Brits. I think he's going to batch 5 Musketeers and then, see how the game goes. Hauser, on the other hand, do we see an FP yet?
So Hauser usually wouldn't go for an FB because there's no real need, right? Their infantry is 4.5 speed, their cav is 7 speed. There's no real reason to put yourself at risk and put an FB down. So he can get to wherever he wants on the map. And look at this, 5 raiders out, big button ready to be clicked. Palace of Amina coming in, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. So the palace is going to be built right next to the university. And yeah, we've got already 5 raiders out on the field. We don't have enough influence yet to call out these raiders, if I'm not mistaken. It is. We will get it now because of the Palace of Amina. So they cost 500 influence every time to call them up. And there we go. Raider being queued. Raider big button. And before you know it, can get some. We have 15 raiders out on the field, running around, causing havoc, and really forcing Brit to stay in base.
Wow, yeah, that's a strong timing. Let's see. We saw some good APM from Mini, good defending and good raiding in game number 1 from Mini. Let's see if Kevin can, sort of turn the tables on him and get revenge by, getting a few good raids himself. Let's see how the Muscat position, how good the manual line of sight is. I think Kevin will try to split the raiders, try to attack from 2 flanks. Minimum positioning his Musk on the right. I think second batch will come from the left. Even batching 1 batch of longbows with the 700 wood. Interesting, playing it pretty conservative. Can you see his market X right now? So doesn't not have steel traps yet. I think he'll go for it surely. Church being built in base for the XP trickle. Pretty interesting. Even sending 6 longbowmen behind it and making a spy. What do you think about that? I know you are a big fan of spies, Sheikh.
I love spies. Yes, I made spies in a lot of my games. Even on the ladder recently, it's the amount of auto games that I play that just spies just synergize so well with the Civ. But yeah, look at this mass from Hauser right now. Spy is gonna come in probably to try and snipe off the Explorer or to see what's going on, maybe in Hauser's base, because as you can see, he's not really had the chance to move out and explore the map. And look at the amount of raiders Hauser has right now. Shipped them. This is just gonna be so bad because Hauser can literally right click and these raiders are going to be able to deal with, especially with Fulani coming in the back, and the Akans are being shipped. So if you don't know what Akans are, dear viewers, ladies and gentlemen, they are a area of effect unit. They are a musketeer type that has area of effect. So against infantry, this is the thing, especially with cavalry in the front being able to tank and do higher damage, area of effect behind it is just deadly. They will just absolutely be able to maul through everything. And another cow being picked up, or another 2 cows actually. So that's 8-4 right now for Mini. That's very nice. That kind of counteracts the ability of his inability of getting on the map, right? Because what, 8 yaks is like what? At maximum like 4,000 food? Because 400, so 3,200, right? Yeah, so that just is a lot of food.
Especially in this matchup, it means you have denied Kevin those yaks. And as you were saying, the British Hun situation can get quite precarious quite soon. So that the yaks can just give him that extra 5 units he needs to sort of break that timing. Now that big Fulani mass, big Akan mass coming in to sort of provide the damage behind those raiders. And I think Kevin has covered both the barracks. So Raider Fulani is the counter composition to Longbow Musk. But I think Minimoult has a pretty defensive setup. He has a stronghold. He has those manor houses causing pathing troubles. We know how good Longbowmen are. Longbowmen, manor, tower. See, the Raiders can't get a good position to go in.
But the thing is that Kevin does not have to go in. I don't see a reason for Kevin to go in. You know the map, and you know that Brit is going to run out of hunt, and he's going to have to push you. And in an open pitch battle where you have cavalry and Brit does not, it gets much, much harder for Brit. But this amount of longbows is really, really scary right now. If he manages to take a good fight right now, maybe he can win the game. but it is looking quite tough for Minimoult right now, as he is trying to push out to eventually be able to secure some map control. But the scary part is that, look at this, not only is Songhai Big Button is coming in, but we're probably going to get a full batch of Akans. There we go, almost a full batch of Akans. So 9 Akans more coming out, and if I'm Kevin, I'm waiting until these Akans and those until I want to take a fight. And Fulani even being shipped. So back to back to back. We're seeing Hausa on 88
Oh
pop right now
man,
with 26
Sheikh,
bills.
look at that cheeky invisible spy. I love that from Mini. I love that.
Yeah.
That stealthy spy getting all the line of sight so that, as you said, Mini doesn't get trapped by those speedy raiders and those speedy Fulani archers. So being pretty safe with that. Getting all the line of sight, even sending one stray longwoman ahead to get that TP line of sight. Can we look at the British villager count? I think Robrod made an excellent point. Brit has been forced on berries already. Maybe that's why he didn't, go for the steel traps actually, because he didn't have. He felt that he did not have enough hunt to justify that. So we see British is clearly in an economic lead, but yeah, the composition looks more in favor of Kevin right now.
Yeah, and if we're looking at the pop difference, 109 pop for Brit, but a lot of that is in villagers, whereas 99 pop for Hausa, and there's only 29 villagers. So military is slightly in favor pop wise of Kevin right now, and Kevin is higher score than Brit, and Brit never likes to be lower in score than their opponents, and Fulani's and Akans are going forward now with the Raiders. Kevin really wants to force a fight for some reason right here, and these Musketeers are kind of in a great position defending these longbows behind the manors. What a great position here for Mini. Musketeers are trying to kite back, doing as much damage as possible on these Raiders, not wanting to get into the line of sight of the Akans, but the Akans managed to come in, and look at how much damage these to do. Raiders, a couple of them are going on the villagers, a couple of Musketeers in melee stopping them as well, and longbows all in all getting absolute fantastic trades. Yes, a lot of the Musketeers are going to be going down, but the longbows can fight this fight for ages. If they want to, they'll stand and fight this for years. And look at this, the longbows managing to maul down almost everything. A lot of Akans going down, all Raiders, Fulanis as well. Big batch of Raiders coming in behind. Let's see what Brita's response is going to be unit composition wise. He is making Musketeers very smartly, shipping 700 coin behind this as well. A lot of wood stacked up, so he's probably going to place a couple more manors, and he is starting to expand on the right side of the map as well. Now Mini has to not make the same mistake he made last game, and he has to not overextend, because a lot of these Raiders are out there and you do not have any anti-cav. And there we go. Longbow mass is going to retreat eventually, and Musketeers are going to be added, and he still has a healthy chunk of Musketeers. So I would say that this is a very big win.
Yeah, I think British got a lovely trade right there. It was game number 1 where Mini had overextended the Spanish TC, but this time Mini sort of baiting all the House of Mars into his TC. Long women were in a great position, but right now the Musk Mass not looking great. The mine entry is protecting good cover. Kevin trying to go back. Ooh, clutch reinforcing batch of muskets for Kevin right there might be enough here. Fulani is DPSing from behind. Akan doing their area of damage shot. Mini putting some muskets in melee while long women keep firing. I would love to see a will pull here by Mini. Another big reinforcing batch of raiders here. This looks like too much cavalry from Hausa. And yeah,
It is, and he has to
as
retreat
soon as
really quickly.
does British have another reinforcing batch right here?
Ooh,
Oh
the patch is too
man,
far, but he wanted to
the macro
age now.
from Mini. Yeah,
This is not the time to age, and Hussars, this is the time where you should be adding Hussars right now. Akans are not the best anti-cav, and Kevin has taken complete control of the game right here with these massive reinforcements of Raiders, and the entire right side where we see a lot of British villagers right now is going to be under scrutiny, and these villagers are probably all going to go down, and that hunt alongside with, oh, there's much more than 4 villagers actually. There's a hell of a lot of villagers, and they're going to have to run right now. It is looking incredibly dire for the pioneers of the British Empire at this moment in time. They have to run away. These villagers have to try and sneak through the back door, get back to safety, and the house is looking as comfortable as possible. And let's not forget, they almost have a similar vill count as Brit, as we've noted before. But he also has a lot of yaks and cows that he's constantly trading at the market for very good rates. Look at this; he's got a lot of Sangha cattle left, and I don't see how Hauser loses the game anymore at this point.
Yeah, and I love what Kevin is doing. He learned his lesson from the first game. He is not sort of overextending under mini space again. He's checking out the left Huns. He's checking out the Huns on the right. He knows mini is not able to gather. Uh, but again, I think Kevin might should not push into this position. There's tower, there's TC fire, there's long movement DPSing. The raiders won't get any value right there. So yeah, Mini has held for now, but the problem is, can he establish himself back on the map? The score is in Kevin's favor. The army composition is in Kevin's favor. The British economy lead has been sort of mitigated right now. Uh, I think Mini desperately needs to add Hussars. Wait, what is Mini making? Is that a native team
Cannoneers.
post? Oh,
That is
Cannoneer.
Cannoneers. Yes, yes. He is adding another skirmisher unit when he has a longbow. I don't know why, but let Mini cook. I'm gonna let him cook
Yeah,
here
I think
because
it's just a way of using that extra coin.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I think Mini on 700 wood right now. Is he going to be going for an awkward mill transition? Even sending in four villagers without any map control. Yeah, not looking great for Mini.
And Kevin has aged to H3
Wow.
right now. Wow, so not only will he have the ability to get veteran units, his Akans also shadow tech, and with exported cannons, if he ships influence, he can even get falconets of his own. So this is looking very dicey right now for Brit.
Wow. I love how Kevin is playing this. He was checking out the Huns. His hero is stationed on the left Huns of British. He's not being greedy and overcommitting. He's going for age 3. He's checking his units. He's going for the slow but sure win here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he wants to take this conservatively, right? I was in the same situation he was yesterday, losing game one. It never feels good, and it almost feels as if the series is over if you lose game two, because being down 2-0 is really tough to come back from. So Kevin really wants to take his time, really wants to secure this win as good as possible. And now Mini's making the right decision by bringing the villagers forward and kind of trying to force every fight with the villagers so they can soak up as much of the damage as possible. But he doesn't really have that economic advantage right now where he can say confidently, okay, I'm going to take a fight with all these villagers tanking and just win, because his units are a tech down, and now Hausa is even up in villager count, and these Akans are coming in. Look at how many units go down every time these Akans fire their guns. Like, every single time, like 3 or 4 musketeers just go down, and yeah, that is going to be GG, ladies and gentlemen. And
Yeah,
big
who
boy
gave these
Kevin,
African boys, these African tribal warriors, double barrel
shotguns.
shotguns, man?
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, Kevin takes the second game of the series to equalize and tie up the series at 1 game apiece.
Yeah, well played from Kevin. Things were looking good for Mini after that first engagement. I think that has been the theme of both the games. Both players did well and sort of won their first engagement when their opponent overextended. But after that, just the sheer remass, the better unit composition, and the good scouting, pressuring British Huns, sort of well played by Kevin and securing the win to equalize the series to 1-1.
Yeah, very, very well played. Kraft showing us the native. Maybe Chakrams could have done something else. I know Kraft gets a hard on every time he sees natives. Um, so just cheekily throwing that in there at the end of the game. But yeah, very well played for Kevin. Knowledge of the map, although not being able to pick up all the yaks, but he knew that Brit just really isn't Brit on this map, especially when you have a Civ that can contain it. And he kind of played Lakota, he kind of played Hausa as if you would play Lakota Brit, right? Just contain, keep them in
Mhm.
their base, and he managed to get the win. And very, very nice strategized by Kevin. I always like to see people win with superior strategy, and I don't think the pick was good for Mini, but regardless, in Mini we trust. Up the HBB and on to the next game.
Yeah, Kevin taking the counter pick, showing how it's done. And yeah, on to game number 3, where it's now Mini's turn to counter pick. The map will be Finland. Let's see what Kevin's first save will be and what the counter pick will be.
Yeah. I mean, Finland is a very good Brit map, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see Kevin countering with Brit. And if you play Brit, whether you counter with it or you first pick, there is no real counter to the Civ. Like there isn't a Civ that you will play and will say, "Oh my god, I'm definitely countering this Civ with this." It's like, for example, you've got your Auto versus Japan, where you're
Mhm.
just hard countering someone, right? With Brit, that doesn't exist. So I'm gonna look at the chat right now and see what Kevin is gonna pick. Probably Eero as well, a very good for Eero. Yeah, there we go. As I said, Kevin picking Eero and Mini picking Otto into it. Now, that is a very, very, very good pick for Otto. Otto kind of counters Eero. Um, so this map also water potential for both civs, safe TP for Otto, 5k coin mine. I think this is really, really good right here for Otto, and let's hope that Mini can get the win for HBB.
Yep, no bias here at all. We are unbiased fair casters. But yeah, kidding aside, Sheikh made some excellent points there, you know. You want some versatile civs that don't get counterpicked, like British, for example, or maybe, maybe perhaps Germany, perhaps Ottoman, as first civ picks. You don't want to go maybe Dutch or civs like that, which can get out countered by some of the other civs. But yeah, Kevin bringing out the big guns, Iroquois. I know some people like Crab God just glaze over Kevin's Iro, and yeah, he plays them very well. But as you said, many taking the Ottoman this time, and yeah, I think Ottoman does pretty well in this matchup.
Yeah, so let's see. Eero will probably try and get H3 in here, try and skirm Goon, but if Otto hits you with a very good Jan Falk timing, or even an FI, because Eero can't really punish that in H3. If you've got units where, you're forced to go into Skirm Goon and you don't have a lot of siege. So, I just think it's overall really, really good for Otto. So let's see, Craft, whenever you're ready, bring us into the game and let's start the introduction. Give us the green light whenever you are ready. All right. So
All your Sheikh.
thank you very much. Come get some, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Game 3 of this Best of 7 series, played here between yours truly, Kevin and Mini, for the ESOC Premier League, HBB versus SKG, excuse me. And on the south side of this map, another phenomenal map. What aesthetically pleasing. Like all these DE maps, just you can complain about the hunting situation and whatnot, but the aesthetics on this are just absolutely on point. On the south side, we have Kevin's opening up with the dock in the color blue, playing as the Haudenosaunee, aka Iroquois. And on the north side of the map, his opponent today, we have Minimoult, playing in the color red as the Ottomans. Take us away, come get some. What are you feeling and who would you rather?
Yeah, already. I mean, I love maps such as these sort of hybrid maps where you have got trading posts, you have got water potential, you even have native potential on this map, you have good hunts. I mean, you can play it any way that you want. You got the tops from House of Wasa potentially. You can go for the middle TP stagecoach, you can go for water, but variable starts from either players. Many going for the in-base trading post, sort of nearer to the coast. We know that this trading post particularly is not as strong as the trading post on the middle. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sheikh. While Kevin going for that dock start, which is more economic focused. So let's see what he's cooking. Mini getting a nice 50 XP, 50 wood treasure, while Kevin getting a coin treasure. I think earlier he got a faster wood gathering treasure. Again, both these saves are very versatile. Both can go for FP wars in H2. Both can go for H3 FF timings. So it's going to be all about scouting here.
Yeah, especially if we're going to take a look at the Ottoman deck 1 second. I'm interested to see what the approach will be here. EPL water, so I don't think there's a water boom coming because we don't see any schooners, we don't see render implant or any of these eco upgrade cards for water. It's going to be basically, trying to avoid letting Iroquois really take full control and greed on water, and kind of using these caravels or galleys, sorry, as Ubers maybe, as we saw yesterday in a series. We saw Caterboy against Frontline. I said it's a great advertisement for the company Uber. And you can kind of do that against Eero this game as well. Capitalism coming in for Mini. A lot of those are going on to wood right now. Probably going to see a market and hunting dogs coming in for
Yeah.
him. And this is a build. This is a build that at HBB we have been working on. A build that Caterboy kind of came up with 3
Ooh, sorry
vills.
to interrupt,
capitalism.
Sheikh. He is going for the House of Waza.
Oh, very
Yeah,
nice.
I really
House of
like
Vazas.
this.
If he ages up with a 400 wood, which I hope he is doing, yes, Quartermaster age up, he's going to be able to get access to those Vasa Torps ASAP upon age up. That is going to synergize with his play so beautifully. And if he can even ship 5 vills and Eero is going to be more conservative and play in base, I would even say that his early greed will pay off much quicker and better than Iroquois greed.
Yeah, and can we have a look at Eero here? Is he going fast H2 or is he saving that for H3? Yeah, I think he's going for the wise woman age up. He'll save that fast age up for the age 3. Kevin also very balanced deck, has some of the water cards available, has all the H2, H3 cards you need, even has some H4 cards. Gotta love light cannons. Gotta love light
Yeah.
cannons.
Light cannons are, a kind of a Colt Falk, very good unit, but I doubt this game will go into H4. So if we're looking over at Minimoult right now, he has to the next stage, and he is going for a Mabur, very smart, 700 wood coin coming in as well, and immediately as he gets to 300 wood, goes for the Vassal Torps, going to get not only 40 population space with these houses, he's also going to get a little bit more than half a vil each. So this is like around about 3 vil shipments. So that's like 3 vils capitalism, 3 vils 700 coin basically is what he's going for right now. Now Mabur is going to go out for the hunt on the south. If we're seeing the explorer from Ottoman has actually managed to scout and see where the war chief is for Iroquois, going to his base right now. And yeah, even if the Mabur doesn't manage to find the war chief, eventually at some point in the game, best believe he will find him. And in the meanwhile, he's just going to take a lot of line of sight. And yeah, 700 coin coming in, Mini gathering it up. And if we're looking at the other Kevin's perspective, Kevin right now is going to look for an age probably as well. He's going to use the 5 Tomahawk big button to try and take down the native TP and potentially the regular TP as well for Minimoult. And yeah, getting some more Tomahawks. Wow, actually he's going to try and stick it out in
Yeah,
H2
I
a
think
little
Kevin
bit.
is trying to duck it out in H2.
I don't
Not
like this,
entirely
no.
sure about that because Ottoman timings hit fast and they have that Minutemen which count as musketeers. So Kevin even went quite greedy. So I think if you were going for that H2 timing, the warhead needs to be more forward. You need to be more aggressive. Kevin's sort of doing like an in between build. Went greedy with the dock boom, went greedy with the 5 villagers initially, and then he's following it up with H2 pressure. Let's see what
Just
Mini's response going to be.
just to answer to Kenoki, no, I do not drive an I don't. I barely drive anymore nowadays, but no, I do not drive for Uber. I just think it's a very nice approach for Uber. What I do for a living actually is I run a dental clinic, manage a dental. So that is what a shitbake does for a living. But regardless of what I do, look at this. That poor that poor torp wagon got stuck in between the trees and the torps, and we just went down there. Now
Oh man.
Kevin has 4 Kanyas and about 10 Tomahawks, but if we switch over to Minimoult's aging. And he doesn't really care about this. He's shipping 700 coin, aging with the Admiral of the Ocean Sea, so the code is gonna be there. Yeah, and like he's even chopping for a barracks right now, putting that barracks down. Look at the amount of income that he has from the amount of villagers he has and from that capitalism and those couple of torps trickling in coin. He's loving life right now, and he's really like to see that that Eero is staying kind of in H2 a little bit and trying to prolong it.
Yeah, very ballsy from Mini though. Going 700 wood, not even getting a batch of Jans. I mean, he's queuing them right now, but I feel that was sort of a late barracks. Even going 700 wood in transition and aging up with the galley and 300 wood. Pretty greedy from Mini, if you ask me. Kevin does manage to get some good value out of the H2 units. But I think Mini is safe here with the 5 Jan badge, even making some units from the House of Vaza. And he also has the Bashi Bazook Minutemen to hold this. But I think Kevin will be happy with the damage he's done here.
Some Vasa skirmishers coming in as well, high HP, low range skirmishers. But you know, the moment that Kevin decides, sorry, not Kevin, but Mini decides to get some Minutemen in here, this entire mess is probably going to go away. Now, ooh, another villager being. Oh no, that's the spy. Excuse me. I thought that there was a villager stuck in between the trees, and I wanted to say, poor Kevin, poor Mini, such bad luck with the trees so far this game. But yeah. Kevin being pop right, Mini being pop right now. Kevin retreating. Let's see, is he looking to macro for an age up right now, or is he always already clicking up? Kevin is already halfway clicking up, and he's aging up with the messenger, so he's aging up fast. So I take back my words. This is some very nice counterplay from Kevin here.
Yeah, Kevin has a better eco. Kevin has done some good damage, and he's following it up with H3, so he will have that classic Skirm Goon composition, from Iroquois, and which is arguably better than some of the European serves. And he has the economy to back that up, while sieging 3 tops and a trading post and doing some damage to Minimoult. So yeah, pretty good build from. Yeah, even getting a church, house, the tops. So yeah, let's see what Mini can do now. Mini has seen that Kevin has hit 8-3, veteran Jan coming in. Is the follow-up going to be 2 Falconet here? Yep. The classic Jan Falc push is going to come soon. What is the galley doing? The galley is chilling. Oh, the galley has sort of contesting the water economy, but one galley is not enough to take down the dock. But still some good idling on the Iroquois water economy there.
Yeah, that galley has done a great job of idling a couple of these villagers, but if we're looking score-wise right now, what looked to be a very greedy Minimoult is actually really down in eco right now, and Kevin is on 31 villagers, loving life, and these falconets are just coming in late. They feel a bit obsolete. When you ship falconets at minute 10 and you don't have a large mass behind it just doesn't feel as good. And these musket riders can almost just collapse on the falconets and take them down if they wanted to, because Jan's, yes, very high HP, but not very high attack.
Good bounce from the falconet though.
Falconet doing a lot of damage here, but the longer this goes, the worse this probably will get for Minimoult. Now, he will be looking into shipping the Spahi soon when he gets a shipment, but again, by that time, how many musket riders is Eero going to have? And coupled with what, around about 6-7 tomahawks that he still has left from H2, which can oh, these are all Kanye's, excuse me. Okay, but musket riders eventually will have to come in, especially with the shipment of crates right now. He will be getting 400 of each resources on the floor. So coin, wood, and food. He will be able to mass from multiple buildings at the same time.
I like this trade from Kevin. Kevin doing the runaround. He knows Minimoult does not have any spy or mobile units. He's buying time with these raids while he knows he's in the economic lead. He'll try to batch veteran upgrades with the crates. He'll try to go for the Skirm Goon mass. Or if he's feeling ambitious enough, this madman Kevin, this mad lad Kevin might even go H4 here.
Wow, I mean, H4 looks really risky. Now, I think Minimoult is going to be urged to do something about this because he sees that he's down in score, right? And you don't like being down in score, so you probably want to try and change that by pushing. But if he's gonna push at the right time, it's gonna be really hard for Kevin to try and hold. Now, if we're looking down south, Uberboat, Lucas is saying, the galley is going from the south side of the map, and is carrying the entire Ottoman army, and the Ottoman army is right now on the side, right under the nose of Kevin, trying to take down that dock together with the Janissaries and the Falconets. Galley backing off right here. Frigate being shipped for Ottoman. Okay, Frigate is a bit of an overreaction, trying to take down, 3 fishing boats in a dock, but at least it is going to give him a lot of support from the water. It will mean that Europe never try and fight near the coast, and water is completely lost. Yes, H4 is coming in, and he will have light cannons probably take on the frigate. But for now, you know, Mini has he has a window of half a minute to try and do as much damage as possible.
Yeah, the problem here though is, Kevin is happy to sort of let Mini siege the dock, invest in a whole card worth 1,000 resources into cleaning out the water. He will lose a couple of boats, couple of docks, but I think he's happy as long as he gets to H4 safely. And 4 light cannons will completely shut down this push from Minimoult.
What does the warrior age up give? Okay, so I'm
I think
assuming
it's
that the
going to be
warrior is,
Tomahawks,
yeah. I don't think it's going to be tomahawks. It's most likely going to be cannons. There we go. Light cannons coming
okay.
out.
Wow.
And ooh, managing to take down one of the nets, but very nice raid from Kevin here. Eero back down to 30 vills. 30 vills is what they were at, like, well, I think 3-4 minutes ago. So that was a very, very nice raid right here for Kevin. And Falconet's now down, and the Janissaries are going to be retreating. Musket Riders are being shipped right now for Kevin. Very, very interesting. 8 Musket Riders, good H4 shipment. But yeah, you would have been expecting maybe the 4 light cannons to come in at this stage.
Yeah, I think Kevin is trying to play it safe. He knows the only thing he is worried about is a potential Spahi or a Mameluke pop. But yeah, very good raid on top of the Janissaries. I think Kevin lost like 4 or 5 villagers there to the Janissaries. But still, Kevin is an overwhelming lead. He has got the villager advantage. He has got the tech advantage. Mini dropping a town center now, and Mini trying to sort of claw back into the game, going a bit more eco-heavy. He's dropping down a TC. He knows he has reclaimed the water, so dropping down a dock. But how does he deal with the timing, the Iroquois onslaught that is about to come?
I don't know how he deals with it, honestly, especially with Elite Tomahawk coming in behind. That is the H4 version, if I'm not mistaken. H3, what is the H4 version then of a Tomahawk? Champion, there we go. Champion, thank you very much, Kraft. Champion Tomahawks coming in. If we can look at the Iroquois army that is trying to push in. Yeah, Elite Forest Powers, okay. Elite Tomahawks, a lot of Musket Riders. Spahi are kind of obsolete here.
Yeah, with the Musket Riders, with the Tomahawks, Meat Shield, I don't think Spahi will do too much here. Perhaps Mini could, make the town center near the coast, use the frigate, but then again, light cannons are the exact counter to that play as well.
Yeah, and we are seeing champion Musket Riders coming in as well behind this, really, really being scared of the Spahi shipment. 4 light cannons as well being shipped on the right side. If we see another raid for Ottoman there on that coin mine, yes, that is one Janissary that remained alive. And again, Eero is still on 30 vills, right? And now there's a couple of boats coming out. There's a second TC up for Otto. The eco isn't that far ahead, but the score is a lot ahead for Eero because he's just got so many artillery pieces. And how in the hell are you going to kill 5 light cannons at this point in the game?
Yeah, I don't think you have sufficient economy to queue Culverins. And the problem is 4 or 5 light cannons will even win a couple of Culverins. I think the only option that Minimoult sort of has is flanking with Spahis or Mamelukes and, do what Jans do best. That is, go forward.
Yeah. 6A is going to come in right now, but 1,000
1K
coin.
coin?
The 1,000 coin coming in. Army, the Ottoman army is probably in the boat somewhere, stuck. Or did we miss the army going down in a galley, or where are the Ottoman units?
Yeah. Is Mini trying to go for a base trade? Yeah, they just popped into the south of the Iroquois town center. I think Mini knows he can't win the fight head on, so he's going for a base trade here. Let's see what Kevin's reaction is. Will Kevin go back, or will Kevin commit to the push?
Funnily enough, the mobility is actually on Ottoman's side right now because, you've got the light cannons. Yes, they aren't unpacking like regular artillery pieces, but they're still slightly slower than other units. And yeah, the entire Iroquois economy is now running away. And if Ottoman can manage to stabilize somehow and not be a noob and get his Viltech from Musk, please get it, Mini. and he's pop captain, excuse me, but still, if he managed to somehow stabilize, he's still got another TC left, but he's staying a bit too long in the for my liking, and
Oh man,
losing a
1K
couple of villages
coin.
under
Yeah,
the
Mini won't be able to
TC,
gather the
more
1K
villages being
coin
done,
either.
and yeah, and all of Iroquois villagers are just the Ottoman base right now, and Bashibuzuk's coming in on the light cannon. They're barely gonna take one light cannon down, and all really achieve. And Ottoman still just doesn't have the units to deal with this mess from Hero.
Yeah, this is quite funny though. We have a total will migration. We have a total sort of base trade, but Mini has not been able to save his villagers, while Kevin has been able to save most of his villagers to the north side, and Kevin has the siege advantage as well. Um, so yeah, looking pretty tough for Mini here. Hard to see any sort of win condition for him. I don't think he can take on head-on fights. Getting nice raids here though with the Janissaries. Do we have Jan combat in yet?
If we can just click on a Janissary, we can see. I don't think we can ship any shipments right now, so we won't
Yeah,
see. Just
no Jan
Jan
combat.
combat.
And these forest prowlers doing well here, trying to kite away the Janissary mass.
Yeah. But it's kind of all for naught, isn't it? Because if we're looking at the north side, Ottoman is left on 15 villagers and nowhere to run with these heroes. He's going to place a TC over there. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Mini calls it, and Kevin takes game 3 of this playoff 5 series and is up 2-1 in the series.
Yeah, big win from Kevin, especially, when it was Mini who had the counter pick. So yeah, very big win for Kevin, playing it so well. I think Kevin was made all the right decisions. He was tactically ahead. We kind of doubted Kevin's build for a second there, but yeah, I think he had the perfect scouting. He had it perfectly planned out. That 15 Tomahawk, 4 Kanya push, killing all the tops, killing a church, killing a house, disengaging at the right moment, following up with age 3 and even age 4. Yeah, just very well played. Clinically played by Kevin there.
Yeah, some very, very nice gameplay by Kevin here. Following it up with a semi-FI, really putting the pressure on in H2. Going H4 later, just very well played by him. Kind of a greedy approach by Mini that hasn't really paid off for him, excuse me. And yeah, ultimately the water just wasn't deciding here. Go ahead, Kraft. Okay. So yeah, Kevin takes a 2-1 lead in the series, and not only that, he's going to be counterpicking in the next game. No, let's just jump straight ahead. I think the players are ready for the next game. Let's see. Oh, no text so far from either Kevin or Mini, so let's ask them really quickly. All right, so Big Boy come get some. How are you feeling? Let's talk about you right now a little bit while the players are still waiting for their Civ picks. When are you coming back to play the game?
Oh man, I think I played a couple of games in between, and I remember why I don't like D anymore. So it's just that the game has changed so much, and I've become like a old washed out player. It's just so hard to learn all the new mechanics and the new civs. So yeah, I like my role as a caster. Just don't have the time or the patience to get back into it competitively. But I do enjoy a casual team game now and then.
Did
Yeah,
you not know that
invite me anytime.
GOA is selling his coaching for $25 an hour and quick rec reviews for $5?
Oh
So
man,
you
I
can
don't
do
think I
that.
make that much money in my day job, but yeah,
But yeah,
maybe one
you can
day.
always reach out to him and probably break that 2K elo again. Anyways, we are ready for game number 4. Come get some. We have Mexico coming in for Kevin and USA coming in for Minimoult. Now, this is a counter pick for Kevin, and this is another case of DE-ism. What do you counter USA with? Like, except for mirroring them, because on a map like Vistula Basin, you're not countering USA if you're not playing USA. It's literally the only civ that will be able to compete with them, right? So exciting to see. Excited to see. Sorry, what is going to happen in this game? What Kevin has in mind? If he remembers that Baja is banned, because it is. And on that note, can get some in craft. I am going to leave you guys for 3 minutes. My nicotine addiction is calling me, and I am kind of starting to shake, so I need a smoke. And I will be back in 3 minutes. So you just take it away from the start of the game.
Yeah, you go do your stuff, big boy. And meanwhile, we'll hold the fort. So yeah, let's read some cool comments on the chat. Brem saying finally no USA mirror on this map. Refreshing to see. Yeah, I think see I'm no expert on DESFs, but I think Mexico does do sort of well versus USA. You have those cheap pikemen units that can sort of siege those trading posts. You have got the skirmishers that can maybe kite the Highlanders. But yeah, I might be completely wrong. But I think would love to hear what the chat has to say on this. Ooh. Yeah, Kraft saying Hacienda FB, the Navajo riflemen for sort of raiding and countering the Highlanders, and the infamous Mexican pikeys to deal with any potential Hassans. Yeah, let's see what's going to happen. Um, I think my favorite game till now has been game number one for sure. Uh, I do think that these players are slightly less conventional. I think we have seen good variations of all the existing builds. Like even China, mini went for that porcelain tower H2 play into uh, sort of 300 export, Steppy Rider semi FF. Meanwhile, Kevin went for 5 villages, 700 woods, Spanish gold, full greed, and did not ship any falconets. Even in game number three, Mini had a variation of the classic Ottoman FF. He went for the Vasa tops into the galley age up. Kevin, meanwhile, showed us some great Haudenosaunee semi FF into semi FI build actually, which was pretty interesting. It's funny to see how the meta keeps changing. Earlier, it used to be all about the three villagers and the market start. Nowadays, every serve, even British people go with the starting trading post because it's just so strong to have that extra shipment pay off so early. So yeah, it's always interesting to see how the meta keeps changing. Even on the docks, I think water keeps coming in and out of favor. I think today the preferred playstyle is to not send schooners at all after the nerf. It's mainly to, maybe add in one cheeky dock and sort of go for a hybrid boom with Ottoman, with Iroquois, or some other civs. Or, you wait out for a hunch to run and you then do a cheeky water transition instead of a sort of a mill plantation switch. So yeah, it's always very interesting to see how the same game keeps evolving year after year. Kevin FI incoming, of course. What are people saying? Closest, closest you got is Malta. Oh, so Kraft saying we have game number 4 ready. Yeah, let's get into it. I think we'll get shake before the action starts. Let's not keep anyone waiting here. So yeah, we have game number 4 here, ladies and gentlemen. USA versus Mexico, the neighboring countries. We have Minimoult playing USA. Had to pick the Civ first on this map, Vistula Basin, playing the infamous USA. 4 trading post map, and you have so many native trading posts. Excellent map for the infamous Chinese immigrants into Scottish Highlanders. H2 play for USA. Meanwhile, Kevin Legend spawning in the color blue in the north of the map, playing Mexico. So yeah, let's see. Ooh, does Mini get the XP? Wow, 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 wow. That was the closest timing, man. That was like half a second. Um, that's faster than Roblox pullout game, man. Getting that shipment at 45 seconds into the game already, you can see an excellent start from Mini. Meanwhile, Kevin going for a treasure. Oh, 80 wood. That's pretty nice as well. Uh, so yeah, this map does have some good treasures as well. I think Mexico starts with one hero and gets the other Padre type kind of hero when he hits H2. Uh, um, yeah, but already look at the XP curve. Uh, Kevin will get his first shipment at 1 minute 40 seconds with the game, which will be two villages and a hacienda, I believe. Yep. Again, a very strong age one shipment, possibly second only to the two settler wagon shipment in age one from Germany. And we see the Chinese immigrant card already in action from Minimoult, getting the free TP wagons, spawning those free trading posts. Oh man, US's shipment curve is going to be insane right here. Yep, the deck is called Chinese. He even has some fancy native cards. He even has the three trading post card. Wow. Um, so yeah, Kraft saying that's pretty standard. Which natives do we have on this map again? If you can quickly check. Okay, House of Vasa. He can go for the tops and the skirmishers. Ooh, I really like this House of Jagalians. You get the, I think the sort of the Tatar fast shooting archers. You get the auto macro fix button, which equalizes all your resources, and you got that cool hand cavalry as well. Now what card is he sending? Is that the saloon card? I believe, yep, advanced saloon. Wow. I'm surprising myself that I do know the USA cards, so yeah, a self pat on my back. But look at that. Minimoult already on three trading posts and going for more. Dropping down the saloon here now. That saloon will give him coin trickle. Will be interesting to see where Kevin places his forward hacienda, and he'll be very keen to start sieging those US trading posts here. Yep. Remember that this hacienda is also a shipment point, so or any of the cards, military cards, etc., can spawn here. Okay, okay. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, there was some echo here. Never mind, we're back. So yeah, Minimolt has reached age 2. Meanwhile, Kevin has a forward hacienda and a shipment in queue. Will be interesting to see what it is. Okay. While we see the action evolving, I have sort of a trivia question for you all. Which Civ do you think has the best XP curve in the first 10 minutes of the game? Is it like USA with these 4 or 5 trading posts? Is it Spain? Or is it or is it even Aztec with the 10 warrior priest boom? Anyway, back to the game, ladies and gentlemen. It is Kevin going with the forward barracks, instantly queuing those cheeky pikemen for the siege, sending 5 villagers there for to continue his economy. uh, USA Mexico, man. It's just so fun to see this matchup because just with the current geopolitical situation, and it's even so funny to see Mini playing or the meta in AOE 3 where you are doing Chinese immigrants. I mean, if you're following the tariff war, I think the last thing US will do is sort of go for the the rely on Chinese immigrants for a build. So yeah, it's always funny to me if you're following the news and all. But anyway, back to AOE 3. Which card did US just send? The three churches. Ah, okay, advanced. Yeah. Yeah, so 3 saloons coming from USA, which will trickle gold. What units do we have here? Is this a musketeer type unit from the USA? Yup. Nice. Nice, lovely, fast shooting musketeers, gunslingers there. Yeehaw cowboys with their eye patch. Are they cowboys or are they pirates? I mean, they look like pirates, but they seem like cowboys. I don't know, man. I need to see more Western movies. But anyway, back to the game. We have got Scum Pike composition from Mexico. We got the infamous Scottish Highlander card on the way, and we have Hussars from Mini. So it's going to be Musk Huss versus Scum Pike in H2. Ooh, if Kevin is able to see this trading post, it will only be 8 Highlanders. Yep. Yep. 400 coin. Let's do quick math. 400 coin in a shipment. Highlanders cost what? I think 300 resources. You are literally okay. 200 resources for Highlanders. 1600 resources. You pay 400. You are literally getting 1200 resources worth of shipment in H2, and people still complain about 3 settler wagon and 2 Ulans. So yeah, I think this might be the best. Value for money shipment in H2. But I think Kevin does have a good unit composition. He has good micro. He knows what Mini's up to. Scum Pike slowly pushing the trading post, slowly sieging. And yeah, Mini has to wait for his Hussar switch before he can sort of engage here. One sort of bad thing about Highlanders is that they're very strong, but against these sort of cheap pike kind of units, they overkill so much. So you have to be very good with your micro. Can we quickly look at the Highlander attack? 63 attack. Can we look at the pikeman statistic? What is their HP? 90 HP. So literally 2 shots from Highlanders are overkilling them by like 45 damage. And I don't know anyone except Lord Raphael who can like a 4 shot pike with these 8 Highlanders. So yeah, that's a thing to note, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, good pressure from Kevin right now. Let's see, Mini might go for the Minutemen, Hussar flank. Will we be able to get more Hussar out though? Yep, nope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
stable
losing
is
his
down right
stable.
now for
Yeah,
USA.
welcome
So
back, Sheikh. We are seeing this
thank you.
classic Highlander Hussar build versus the Mexican scum pike pressure.
Yeah, I have been watching from the phone, and this kind of feels like the counterplay to the Highlander H2. But the problem right now is the Seminoles come in, and once the Seminoles come in, they do not overkill. They are a ROF unit with a lot of attack, like more attack than a longbow. So once they come in, this timing can be very, very, very deadly right here for USA, especially with Mexico's entire army right under his face here. Oh, Bill going down right there. Husser just trying to snare, trying to keep the Mexican army engaged. And there we go. The Seminoles are popping right now, and they're piping right on top of the skirmishers. Incredible pull trick from Kevin. Look at how he's pull tricking his entire skirmisher
Oh
mess
man,
back.
what a pop though.
Wow, the pop was good, but this pull trick just avoided any critical damage to Kevin's army, and he's just going to continue to shoot with the skirms and micro back with the pikeman. Now he wants to take an engagement, kind of take down more HP from the Hussars. Probably will be sacking a skirmisher or two. More skirmishers in the back being caught by Hussars though, and this is the fight that USA wants to take. Highlanders and Hussars are being engaged right with the Seminoles, and look at the Hussar control by Minimoult right now. Excuse me, 2 different control groups for these Hussars going in and out constantly, just keeping the Mexican army engaged. And what was looking like a very good score for Mexico has just dwindled right now, and 4 torps are going to come in, followed by the 600 coin, probably going to use one of the church units. Just in case he's shipping the 700 coin, excuse me, just in case he needs some units from the church to help defend any timings. But it is looking like USA is going to try and macro for an H3 right here.
Yeah, that was an excellent play from Mini, but great micro from both. Kevin with the pull trick to sort of disengage, Mini with the Hussar flank, multiple unit groups, even put his USA hero in melee to get some snare and extra shots. There were just +7s everywhere from the Seminole and Highlander attack. And now, wait, what? It's Mexico that's going H3. Uh, I think Mexico does have a good economy behind all this. He did send those 5 villagers. He did do some good damage here. So yeah, I think Sheikh, who do you think is in the lead right now?
I mean, this is standard play from Mexico, but yeah, go ahead, Kraft. What are you saying? What, H4 or H3? Okay, so he will get automatic skirmishers and 1,000 coin up on H up right now because he shipped the big A. Okay. Okay, so there is going to be a shipment unlocked for
Who can we
Kevin.
get
If we
the
could show
focus
his
on the
tech.
raid though on the north of the map? Yep.
Can we
Nice
just see
reaction
the
type from
Mexican
Kevin,
deck as
not
well?
losing any villagers.
Okay. Okay, so we're getting vet soldados without any soldados out on the field, and if you see those 8 skirmisher cards, it actually will give him skirmishers for skirmisher vet status for free as well. Very good shipment here for him. Now, to answer your question of who I would rather be, I would always rather be USA, especially when Mexico is playing the standard. Like USA, yes, is slightly down in score, but he's still got 3 TPs and a native TP Vasa, and yes, Mexico is on 33 villagers, but the economy from USA is not that relevant when you can just not lose a fight. And
Is
yes,
this like
the
a
card is being
conversion
shipped.
card, Sheikh? Like Russia.
No, it's not a conversion card. It is skirmishers that are going to just get their veterancy upgrade for free.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it's basically an 8 skirm plus vet shipment.
Gotcha. So what's the unit composition? Is Skirm, Musketeer, and possibly Chinacos from Mexico. So yeah, classic 3 unit composition right there. What is Mini up to right now?
So from what we're seeing from Minimoult, yeah, he's also following it up with an H3 and stated coming in very late. But yeah, anyway, regardless, he's in H3 right now. He does not have a shipment though, but Mini's gonna go H4 behind this. He's doing the classic. Oh no, he's not. Excuse me. He is getting both of his church units. Okay, so he's gonna get 5 skirmishers and 5 dragoons out of absolutely nowhere. Probably going to follow it up with the blockhouses or with a 7 skirmisher or 5 dragoon shipment, either one of them. Probably not blockhouse right now because he is being pressured. There we go, 7 skirmishers coming in. So 4 skirmishers from the age up, 5 skirmishers from the church, and another 7 skirmishers coming out. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, USA has a fungus infantry, which that's why I would just rather be USA. Now you get my reasoning. But villagers going. This is actually really bad because now US 17 villagers, whereas Mexico is on 35 villagers right now, so literally double the economy, even slightly more than double the economy, even though Mexico does not have the trickles that USA has. And some very nice gun control here by Kevin, taking down the stable as well, now going back after killing a couple of villagers, and a couple of dragoons and skirmishers. A very nice poking game by Kevin there. And yeah, the problem for Mini, is that he's found himself in this series a couple of times without food. And he's kind of fighting himself without food right now if Mexico just keeps pressure on that northern hunt.
Yeah, interesting build. Now, how does Mini go back into, production of normal units? I think he's stuck with the saloons and natives. He does not have the blockhouses in yet. I think he had lost his stable already in H2. He has exhausted all of his big buttons. So what's the play from USA here, Sheikh?
Probably try and win a fight. That's kind of what USA always wants to do, right? Try and force a fight in the middle, try and equalize the game. Chinaco's coming in now, a 4-unit composition from Mexico out on the floor. Not a lot of Chinacos, but he will probably want to get that switch up at some stage. Blockhouse is being shipped sort of because, he just needs map. but they're being shipped right in the face of two Falconets. So if Kevin pushes on time with these two Falconets, he might even catch the the blockhouses while going up. If we're looking at this 123 Mexico, and if we switch over to USA right now, he is only on 70 pop. So you're kind of seeing where this game is leading right, and it's not looking in USA's favor.
Yeah, I like how Kevin is being active on the map. He knows when he has a sort of timing advantage because he went to H3 earlier. He had the military advantage. He went in, he did some damage. Oh, nice Falconet shot on the sharpshooters. Remember, they are low HP, skirmish, high damage units. They do not want to get shot by Falconets. Ooh, lovely shots there. What I was saying that I love how Kevin is being active on the map. He goes in, he does some damage, but he pulls out at the good point. Ooh, another big raid by Minimoult. Nice catch there, Craft. But back to the big fight. Chinako's trying to go in, but a big pathing choke from there. Minutemen coming out. Falk sieging. I think Kevin has enough range infantry to do like a skirm versus skirm war. Kevin is pretty comfortable here in this positioning. The blockhouses being put up in base. Minimoult is queuing some dragoons. But yeah, I don't know how he deals with this big of a mass and the two falconets.
Yeah, the mass is looking really, really scary right now. For Kevin, a lot of Chinakos out on the field, not a lot of Dragoons, 2 Dragoons and a couple of Dragoons being made. And yeah, Mini's just not making units. He's got multiple production buildings and kind of feeling overwhelmed, maybe APMing on the map with these raids, as we mentioned before, trying to get himself back into the game, but it's very tough for him at the moment right now. Yeah, it's kind of looking over. Okay, so with this tech, you can get, what can you even get from that tech? 5 Cav Archers. Not going to do a lot, but 5 Cav Archers is more than what many. So, yeah, floating 2k resources with your entire economy idle. I just don't know what the play is for USA anymore. And all of these villagers gathering again. This is not the first time this series that Kevin has done this. He's just brought all of his villagers to gather right in front of face to be protected by his armies because he doesn't want to just get killed by all of these raids that Minimoult putting on him. And yeah, the units are getting caught right now. The troops are going down, screws are going down, are being right now. And I don't think I've seen USA on more than 20 vills this game. And yeah, the pattern continues. Minimoult is probably typing something right now. Played. Pulaski's Legion is going to come in, but it feels a little bit too late. There are a couple of Chinakos still on the field, a lot of villagers. They can deal with the Pulaski Legion in my opinion, but it is kind of the last resort right here for USA.
Yeah, big desperate shipment from Minimoult hoping to sort of equalize the game. Still being very pesky with these Highlanders he got from H2. Now the Pulaski region going in. Lovely Dragoons. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, Chinakos do well versus other hand cavalry. Lovely positioning and cover behind the trees. Lovely 5 Dragoons. Highlanders trying to come in from the back. But yeah, the Pulaski regions has been successfully dealt with. And yeah, Kevin just looking too good here.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it is looking like Kevin has taken the 4th game of this Play All 5 series. 3-1 for Kevin right now. Don't go anywhere because it is a Play All 5. It is the best of 5. So 3-1 lead for Kevin, which guarantees him a victory in this series. But on that note, Minimoult can still take an extra game for the Hudson Bay Bigs, and this can still be very much fine. As we said before, all Minimoult needed to do to secure this week's victory for HBB was win 1 game, and did that on the first game. So I'm already happy with the result regardless. I just want to see the series, and hopefully we can get another win after this game. Hello? Yeah.
Yeah, remember, I love the rules of EPL in general. It's play all 5, and it's not about who wins the series. It's about the cumulative efforts of the team. So as Sheikh was saying, Hudson Bigs have the overall higher number of wins. So yeah, He is feeling proud as the manager. But yeah, we'll get to see a game number 5 here, and the map will be Pripyat Marshes. Interesting, interesting. So
Pripyat
yeah,
Marshes is a very, very good map, by the way. It is actually very fitting as the last map of a playoff 5 series.
and we have a very exciting matchup for game number 5.
Oof, do we already have the serves in? Let's check it out.
But yeah,
Ooh, this is going to be a spicy one, isn't it? I think this lies more in your area of expertise. Come get some. We are going to have a French mirror to close out this playoff 5 series. What do you
I
think,
love to
Ruben?
see mirrors, man. I think back in the good old days, where you had the all the tournaments, almost every game one used to be a mirror. I think it was also because they were not blind picks, but mutually agreeable matchups. But I think mirrors is where mechanics shine, where even the slightest variation, big age one treasure swing, faster trading post, small micro decision, or just even one deviation in build can make you ahead of your opponent, and I just love to see a good mirror. So yeah, and it's going to be none other than the classic French mirror. So yeah, pretty excited for this one.
For the people asking in the comments who Minimoult is one of the best players in the game. He's an absolutely phenomenal player. He came back recently to play in the EPL, so he is still a little bit rusty. He's not on the form that he used to play at, but he is one of the best North American players to grace this game ever. A lot of respects for Mini. Love that guy. Great guy.
Yeah.
Amazing player. And
I mean, if
yeah,
someone is asking if Mini is new, I'd pose the question to them. I think you are the new one on the
yeah.
ESOC and AOV3 tournament scene, not definitely not Mini.
So Tommy Two Chains, Kevin is not Keister, Kevin is Kevin, it's Kevin Italian, and Mini is Mini. And these guys have been around since almost the beginning of the competitive scene. So yeah, big ups and big respect to both of those players here. And it looks like we are in the next game already. So Kraft, when we're ready, take us away and let's start introducing the players and the maps. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 5 of this Play All 5 series between the Hudson Big Bigs and Somali Kabuli Gaming. And on the south side, rather probably the west side of this map, in the color blue, we had Kevin Italian playing as the French, his home nation. And on the right side of the map, his opponent on this beautiful marshy terrain of Pripyat Marshes, we have Minimoult playing as the French. Now, in a French mirror on this map, honestly, I would say just DE it and go for the natives because the natives are so incredibly strong here. We have the Yagilon natives with their shock riders and their cav archers, and we also have the House of Vasa for the economy. You have the H3 Polish Winged Azars. You have an H2 the Vasa skirmishers. So this is a very, very nice map that synergizes so well with native gameplay for France, and I think that Minimalt is going to go for it.
Yeah, I would love to see their decks, and if they have that native card. Maybe not as not the most effective native versus French, but yep. It's actually I think it's Kevin that definitely going for the native card. You have the native combat, you have that age one native embassy card, you have the improved natives. Yeah, and can we go to Mini? What Mini is up to? Even Mini has all the native cards, so yeah. I think it's not going to be the good old classic Musk Huss or semi FF mirror. It's going to be a native mirror, which is even more exciting. Interesting to see both players, I think, went for the house and are going for the standard 14 villager age up instead of the infamous 12-10, which is in vogue these days. What are your thoughts on that, Sheikh?
I think it's great because they're playing to the map, they're adapting with the gameplay, and they kind of have to because you're kind of handicapping yourself if you're not going to play natives here, especially in a mirror where it kind of gives you an edge, whether it is militarily or economic. But one thing I've noticed, I don't think I've seen it in Kevin's deck, but I have seen it in Mini's deck. We have the church card for Minimoult, so old, young, and middle guard is not in this game.
Oh man, I love those grenadiers. Let's see if Mini can actually make use of them in a competitive game. I think they are pretty useful when you're in late age 3 and when you run out of mines and you have a lot of food. So you can round out your unit composition. But I think on a map like this where you have so many mines, may not be very useful. We already see some deviation in the builds. Kevin going for the 13 by 20 age up. I think he had a couple of food treasures and going for that ancient regime for the native embassy. Meanwhile, let's have a look at Mini. Is he saving the shipment? Yep, Mini on the other hand is saving the shipment. I think Kevin is aging slightly faster than Mini. Both will be aging up with the quartermaster. Mini going for that. Sorry, which one is this? House of Vasa. House of Vasa. Meanwhile, I think Kevin will be starting with the Royal Musketeers first, and maybe then adding natives later. You'll have to wait and watch.
Moderators, please ban Baron because he's spreading false information. That did never happen. back to the game. Yeah. Yes. Someone ban him, please. Take away his rights. So yeah.
Look at Shake
into
trying
the
to censor the truth, guys.
chat, censor it quickly, before anyone notices. So, yes, Vasa native already being taken from Mini. And yeah, Minimoult also aging slightly later than Kevin. Kevin already aged up. 700 wood coming in first shipment for Minimoult. And if we look over to Kevin, 4 villagers, first card, going into the Royal Natives, Royal Embassy Natives, the Musketeers for France, which I feel like is just such a completely broken card. It's like a mid-map barracks in Age 1 where you can spam out overpowered musketeers that are better than every single musketeer in the game. Why does France need that? God knows, but it's there and it's in the game, so we have to guess.
Yeah, I think and they're especially good when you raid. Maybe not so much versus Friend Coureur de Bois, but they have that charge, nasty charge ability. They have higher speed than a regular musketeer. Look at that, 44 attack on that. Ooh, Mini will get the snare, and these are all arquebusiers, which are skirmisher type units. Nice snare by Mini and nice kiting. Kevin trying to leave the low HP Royal Musketeer in back, Mini pulling the low HP skirmisher in back. I love these little trade shake, these little 5 units, 10 units, micro battles where you try to perfectly micro every unit. Just shows
They're
how
game
good these
deciding.
players are.
Yeah, it is game deciding and very, very nice right here by Minimoult, really with a lower amount of very greedy setup right here for him, going for Vastatorps if I'm not mistaken, if we're going over to Minimoult's perspective. Or the Vastatorps have not arrived yet. If we look at Minis, they have, there we go, Vastatorps as well.
Oh
Managing
man,
to take these
Vasatops
small
and
wins.
Stagecoach Shake. Vasatops and Stagecoach. Absolutely, greedy but
Yeah.
cool build by Mini.
So managing to take these small wins in there and managing to push out the Musketeers and kind of really doing a counterplay here is just really good for him. And if you noticed, the Vasa skirmishers, their specialty is that they're just really, really high HP. Like they've got very similar stats to a Musketeer when it comes to HP. So they don't really die to the Royal Musketeers charge attack on the first shot. So they're a very nice unit to counter the Royal Musketeers with. And look at this, even getting the treasure just in time to help him age up and not make him mine any coin whatsoever to get his age up.
Wait, what?
Doing,
Why
all the work.
does he plus 16 coin there, Shake? Do it
Because
all
with this
artificial-
with this treasure, when you kill the brigands, you get 16 XP and coin for each brigand. It's almost as killing the boars, where you get 15,
Oh,
4, and
okay,
15
okay.
XP.
Right.
So
But
it's the
do tell
same
me,
with these
Sheikh,
brigands.
one trivia question I got for you. Will these units get promoted even if they kill a treasure guardian?
I'm not sure actually. I've never tried to kill a treasure cannon with them, but Kraft says they do, so I trust Kraft, and yeah,
Yeah, we
it looks
trust
like
in
they're
Craft
doing.
GK for sure. Mini 22 villagers, 4 tops, and stagecoach age 3. Can you look at Kevin now? What he's up to? Kevin on the meanwhile, 24 villagers, also stagecoach, only getting steel traps right now, and he's a full shipment and a minute away from even clicking age 3. So far so good. Looking very good for Mini right now.
Yeah, Mini. If he ever wants to go into Grenadiers, this is the time. Like, ship the church card right now, show us the Grenadiers, and just go up. But yeah, what is this? Sarmarticism? What is this card?
I
What?
think it gives you 5
Okay, so he's
Tatars and I think it upgrades something
wow.
attack
So
or
he's
range.
actually teching into Lipka Tatars as well. So we are really sticking to the H3 composition with the skirmishers, pulling the CDBs forward, some Lipka Tatars there, more Vasa skirmishers coming in, shipping regular French skirmishers as well, trying to take that Royal Embassy down. And yeah, Mini really going ham on natives, isn't he?
Yeah, I just love to see, screw the 8 skirmishers, screw the 5 dragoons, screw the 2 falconet, just go for all in natives, send the native combat cards, send the cheaper native cards, and just go wham on natives. I think
Yeah.
Carp would be proud of Mini.
And another thing, so apparently you could have gotten a free TC from the House of Egelion, but Kraft, I'm sorry, we aren't built like that, man. We focus on micro and macro, not on these things, and it just slips our brains sometimes, and probably slipped
uh,
brains
Ladies and
you.
gentlemen, you heard it right here. Sheikh saying he focuses on micro. Oh, dearie me.
That's lies. I don't. I actually just drag my Jans forward. Jans go forward, and inshallah, I pray for your best.
Yeah.
So there we go. Same with Corollians, Musk Falk, easy peasy, Dragbox 2K Elo. But yeah, these Tatars are now going around the map, trying to find whatever they can find here. Maybe some idle villagers, trying to take down this TP, and they have some of the most satisfying voice lines in the game. Look at this, absolutely beautiful units. If we can zoom in on them, look at their goals. Like, what an absolutely beautiful unit the Lipka Tatar is. Wow,
That's true,
just
and I love
amazing.
how they fire. They are like those Mongolian cav archers. They fire. They have like machine gunning those arrows with their 1.25 rate of fire. It's just absolutely beautiful to watch.
Yeah, and by the looks of things, all the native TPs on the map are going to be taken right now, and Royal Musketeers coming in more for Kevin. And if we switch over to Kevin's perspective, because we have been on Mini's
Another
perspective for a
FI,
while,
another
and he is going
FI.
H4. Yes, exactly what I thought that Kevin will be doing. He is going to go H4, and not only is he going for, I'm predicting he wants to revolt. He probably wants to go to the Napoleonic Age, revolt, get all the bullshit he can get from there. So let's pray to the AoE forefathers that many could stop him from doing that, because I hate it so much. And yeah, CDB going down. Very nice poking by Mini. Now I'm not only rooting for him because he's on my team, I'm also rooting for him because I don't want to see the revolt win. It's such a big break
I
for me.
I honestly actually like this from Kevin. What Mini lacks exactly is siege, and it's very hard to push these CDBs. Kevin has managed to sort of hurt this hunt. Mini is playing it slow. He sent 1K word. Now he's teching native combat. So Kevin can just sit in safe in his base with the 2 falconets. I think he'll get another 2 from the age up. Then he will have access to factories, heavy cannons, or some D shindigs with the Napoleonic revolt, and I'll leave Sheikh to give his opinion about that.
Listen, I love Napoleon. He's in my top human beings of all. Not in AoE 3. Sorry, Napoleon. It's not for me. What is that tech that Kevin is getting? Okay, so Bourbon reforms coming in from the Royal Embassy, and I'm just lost because I don't know what's going on. Oh, and Pioneers coming in when you're gonna go H4. Why craft? Enlighten me. Oh, so we're gonna go for a Canada revolt. So he wants the Sans-Culotte and everything to be super strong, I guess. 2 heavy cannons coming in just to prevent any pushes. No, it's not Sans, right? It's whatever it is. It's actually, I don't know. It's revolt stuff. Anyways, 2 heavy cannons are gonna come in, but timing, a lot of shock riders and Lipka Tatars, accompanied by skirmishers and Vasa skirmishers, but 4 falconets out on the field, looking very scary. Explorer being called back, and this is such a beautiful choke right now for Kevin. Kevin can take this fight if he does the correct thing. Royal Musketeers going into melee, trying to possible. Lipka Tatars focusing on the artillery. 1 falconet already to go down. Shock Riders focusing on the villagers. CDBs going down left, right, and center here, but you would much rather have these CDBs in the fight, these Shock Riders in the fight, taking down the artillery. And yes, there we go, another falconet going down. 3rd falconet going down, and 4th falconet going down as well. And now the shock riders are turning their attention onto the heavy cannons. Heavy cannons taking some humongous shot on these skirmishers. So many skirmishers going down. Lipka Tatars can only watch and trickle down these heavy cannons slowly but surely until finally they all go down. Factory is being shipped for Kevin, but Kevin has no military. If we're looking over at Minimoult, 24 villagers for Kevin, while 30 for Minimoult, and he is queuing some big boy Polish winged hussars with all of that food that he's got, and yeah, this is looking really good all of a sudden.
Yeah, and there's no way in hell that Kevin can gather enough resources to revolt. Mini has got the perfect economy. He has got all the 5 TPs. He even stole Kevin's stagecoach trading posts. So even despite 2 factories, I think Mini's economy will be in favor. Kevin has no map. He is just desperately gathering resources to go for that Canadian revolt. But Mini smells blood. He has those veteran winged hussars with all the upgrades, and despite the pioneer CDBs, I think they'll be more than enough to sort of idle Kevin's eco forever. And how does Kevin gather 3k resources for the revolt?
I mean, it's looking tough, especially on 26 CDBs. He doesn't really have an FI deck, so you don't have the 10 CDBs to really jump back or like 4 culverins to defend yourself from any push coming in from Mini right now. But 2 factories is not all that bad, and that kind of almost equalizes the eco, because that is like 10 villagers a pop, right? So it's not all bad for Kevin right now. It's not all moon and gloom, but the fact that he has 0 military units up or is kind of a concern.
Can you just see how many native techs and cards Mini has sent? I mean, those just seem so beastly. So we have native warrior combat in age 2, we have the card in age 1, and we have calf combat. So man, those winged hussars are just I think they are almost as good as guard hussars at this point.
I think they're better because they have a charge attack and area of effect.
Oh wow.
So,
these
my
seem
God.
more almost like imperial hussars, or rather calf combated cuirassiers.
Yeah, these are better than calf combat cuirassiers because they've got around about 10 more attack and 30 more HP.
Just insane units, man.
And a lance charge attack with artillery damage, not even melee damage. So
Wait,
any
what?
melee resist unit gets kind of shit on by this. So yeah. Oh, revolt coming in. So we are seeing the Napoleonic French, and we are seeing Sans-Culotte, and we are seeing a shipment right now of revolutionaries. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe Kevin has done this to weird out Mini, to see if Mini maybe will, not push him and just give him time to mash stuff because of it. But if I'm Kevin right now, I'm putting those big boy factories on heavy cannons, and I'm trying to spam them right now, together with some musketeers or whatnot, or a big shipment of units, and try and hold that way.
Yeah, I think this is. I just have no words for this game. This is the most unorthodox French mirror I have ever seen. I mean, French mirrors I knew were skirmishes, dragoons, falconets. Instead, we have all your arquebusiers, Jagalian units, Polish Wing Hussars, and now we have the Canadian Revolt, Royal Musketeers from Kevin.
The
So yeah,
Napoleonic Revolt, sorry, the
uh,
French Revolt, Republic Revolt. But I
oh,
mean,
Kevin being,
I'm
prideful Frenchy, even the revolt is French.
yeah. I mean, the Napoleon. I mean, what Mini's doing is not that bad because France, even on vanilla, they used to be really good with native civs, right? So I remember France games on Cascade Range where they used to take the Klamath and the Nutkas and would just rush everyone down, right? Um, France is
Right.
no stranger to playing with natives. It's just that much better on DE. But what Kevin is doing is just so lionhearty and like, don't do this, please don't do this. Oh my god, because he's such a phenomenal. Just watching him do this is like, oh my god.
Oh, what a pull trick though from Kevin. How fast those wills went from the mines to behind the TC, man. That's just
Yeah,
crazy. 23 ranged attack, 315 HP. Wow, not bad at all.
yeah, 23 range attack is not too shabby for a villager unit, but it's not a lot in the face of winged hussars and shock, especially when they're accompanied by a 1.35 rate of food in behind and with some more skirmishers with very high HP. And this is at the end of the day his entire economy, so you can just go down a little bit to see the fight more accurately and see what is going on. And there we go. Thank you very much, Kraft, for that. Yeah, a lot of these Sansculottes are going down, and even if, let's say, the entire French mass is wiped out here for Mini, which it isn't going to be, like the damage that he's managing to do on these Kevin is just going to be so substantial.
Yeah, I just see +8 everywhere. Mini doing nice split fires from the Royal Arquebusiers. Those Polish Wing Hussars, they just don't die, man. And those lance swings are just so satisfying to see. Um, and yeah, it's just going to be a slow and eventual death for Kevin. Mini with the native strat coming in clutch. You see the mini map. Everything is red, and yeah, I think Mini has done it.
Yeah, it looks like Midi is going to take the fifth game for HBB, and the series is going to end in a very respectable and kind of predictable 3-2, because we were thinking 3-2 for either one of these players before the series started, which, for it to end on such a nice strat by Mini, so well executed, we gotta say, we gotta give him his flowers. The strat was very, very well executed. Look at the amount of minutes he gets out on the floor as well. Look at how many resources he's got. His eco has just popped off completely. More revolutionaries coming in right now for Kevin, but Mini doing a very nice job again. I have to note one thing that I've really liked about Mini this series. His unit control has been very professional. It really has been. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. And this series ends in a very climactic France mirror, which is decided eventually by how jacked natives are on European maps.
Yep, I think that's been the theme. Hausa winning, natives winning. So yeah, guys, and Iro Haudenosaunee winning. So yeah, if you wanna win this series, just go natives. That's the ultimate lesson for me.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
But
All
I
right.
think the last two games were just, one player just, counter building the other player. Sometimes, when we get bogged down by micro and mechanics, we forget that AoE 3 is ultimately a strategy game. So yeah, I think Mini just had the perfect counter build. He scouted the ancient regime Royal Musketeer push. He made the Royal Arquebusiers. He was able to completely stop the Musketeer push in its tracks. Behind that, he went for tops and the stagecoach. He was up H3 way quicker, and he had the steamrolled from there.
Yeah, that's true. And the thing is that I love what you said with AoE 3 at the end of the day is a strategy game, right? And strategy should be the deciding factor in winning or losing games in a and I'm glad that we've seen strategy just win here this game. Very, very well played by Minimoult. And yeah, very enjoyable series overall.
Yeah. Oh man, the comments are just hilarious. Who let Lion write the script? Uh, but I think Lucas, if Lion wrote the script, then Kevin would be coming out on top. But yeah, very
Yeah.
very entertaining series to see for sure.
Exactly. I'm very proud of Minimoult. Very happy with this result. 3-2 games. Um, yeah, I think he will be disappointed because he believes he can win the series. But for me, from what we're looking at it from team perspective, very nice. So HBB wins this week against SKG, 14-11.
Yeah, wow. Well done by SKG.
Yeah.
And I think we are almost ready with the next series, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the Treaty Legend Conqueror versus none other than Batu. So
Let's
yeah,
go,
another
big boy
great
Batu.
series.
Let's go. Oh, Batu. Boy, guys, really Batu. Up and coming player, probably going to be top 10 and on your screen when you watch Age of Empires 3 for the next couple of years. So, watch out for that guy. He is going to be an absolute monster. I can't wait to watch him play. I'm so excited. He's like, Batu's like my little brother and started playing. I played with him in the beginning, and we've been very good friends ever since. And I'm just so hyped to see him finally take on that himself in ESOC games. And yeah, I just wish Batu's gonna win, and I'm rooting for him because, in my opinion, he's not far away from really reaching that threshold and becoming a top 15, top 10 player. And yeah, it's just tournament experience that he needs to get and master, and he's gonna be there. So, anyways,
Yeah,
boys.
I mean, just a couple of years ago, we had Angus with the most improved player title. He broke the ranks from, being like a top 25 player to being like a top 5 player and even winning big tournaments. Maybe it's Batu's turn next. Definitely, I think being following some of his games, playing very well. And, he is under Shake's tutelage, so that's already plus 500 elo.
Oof, not
Having
anymore. I
Shake
used
as a coach.
to I used to guide him in the beginning, but I even think he's slightly better than me at this point. And I know that with my big fat ego, I'm saying this in front of almost 300 people, but I don't mind. Batu's my boy, and he's improved so much, and I'm so proud of the journey he's made so far. And yeah, I'm rooting for him. Yeah, I'm
So
wholeheartedly.
yeah, again, lovely casting with you, Sheikh. A great job on production craft and the GK man.
Yes,
If you notice, there were some awkward silences. We were just patiently listening to Craft, the man, dropping in some GK, shaman
exactly.
to us, and
Yes.
lovely chat, lovely comments, guys. Please keep donating, subscribing, raiding, engaging with the community. It's you and your support which bring these tournaments and events together and makes players, washed out players like me, cast these exciting games and learn something new. So
Oh,
yeah,
it's always a pleasure for me casting with you, Big. Come get some. The Israel-India connection is always strong in here.
yeah. So yeah, I'll be signing off and over to the next casters for this exciting series, guys. So don't go anywhere. We'll soon begin with Conquer versus Batu as well. And yeah,
All right.
peace.
Peace out, boys. This has been your boy Shake. Conquer, not Conquer, excuse me. Come get some and craft. And we're signing off. On to the next series Batuhan versus Conquer. Stay tuned. Keep ready. And see you in the next series, boys. Bye bye.